baseball bus guy. Copy.
All right, good evening. Welcome to Stream Live Tampa.
Jim Delaney and Mike Paris back for game number 2 of the day, game number 3 of the 14th World Power Showcase. This is basically the senior class going tonight. First pitch,
Justin Gottlieb.
Swinging Justin Gottlieb on the hill from Boca Raton to Arturo Sierra Jr. from nearby Plant City, Florida, nearby to us up in Tampa. Texted with Coach Mike Fryrear from the Plant City Raiders high school baseball program. State champion a couple years ago down here in Florida. So back here at LoanDepot Park, home of the Miami Marlins. As we're here through tomorrow. We got 2 games tomorrow. And tonight is the 18U version of the All-American Classic, and that ball is driven high and deep and far to left field by Nick Smith the fourth from Charlotte Catholic High School, Charlotte, North Carolina, home of what famous professional wrestler, Mikey?
Rick By God Flair.
That's it. 2 claps and a Ric Flair.
And we'll do that for that home run right there. That ball got out of here in a hurry.
So like the games before, the game earlier today, they might be doing walk-up songs.
That'll make it fun.
That'll make it fun. So we're going to say it right now, sometimes our audio will cut out, especially in between innings. When the local PA announcer plays music, for copyright licensing reasons, we cannot have our audio on and pick that up. Up now is Wesley Parker, first baseman for the National League team. You're going to hear me call them the black team because of their shirts. Mike is going to call them the yellow team because they're predominantly neon yellow.
Tonight we have the Yellow Submarines versus the Green Machine to help you keep it straight. Players from all over the world, as you will see. Wesley Parker, class of 22. These are mostly seniors. Peters Township High School. We'll try to do our best as far as the defense for the Green Machine. We have everything set for the Yellow Submarines. We'll keep them straight. Little tapper foul. As once again, the names on the jerseys are tough to read for the green team.
And like the other 2 games, Mikey, it's a 4-hour time limit. We started at 7:03 local time here in the East Coast of the United States, which we have to keep reminding people. Not only we have people in different time zones in the United States, but all around the world. 6 players on the yellow team as a ball. Kind of. There it goes. It was into the dugout. 6 players from Korea for the yellow on black team. And their manager is originally from Australia. I spoke with him a little bit before the game. Oh, that ball is right in between the PA.
About time. It's 1-0.
And a lot of these kids are used to true college showcase format where if you walk or get hit, you can get another pitch. And I don't think that is the case in this. So Parker takes first on the hit by pitch. Brings up Kason Sandry, another kid from PA. How about this high school name? Our Lady of Lourdes Regional High School in Shamokin, Pennsylvania.
Nice.
First pitch in there. Gottlieb for a strike.
Kind of makes it tough to make a sign for the pep rally.
Poof.
It's a big piece of poster board. Casey Sandry.
It's Casey. It looks like it has an N.
Kaysen.
Kaysen Point.
52-year-old eyes. Strike again.
6 camera angles tonight, just like the other games that we've had on Stream Live Tampa here as you're watching free on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, and Twitch. Please share, like, retweet,
Spread the word.
comment throughout the game. We'll get our devices up and running. Get on the social media pages.
It's a holiday weekend. Make sure all the grandparents are watching from wherever they may be. Runner was going. Shortstop had to go cover. That's going to allow the ball to get into left field for a base hit. Going to hold up as the runner from first advances all the way to third.
Good little hit and run situation right there. Get the infielders moving. Hit it where there ain't. Now your runners at the corners. 2 kids from PA. Should be Drew Repepi, another kid from Pennsylvania, from McMurray, Pennsylvania.
And the language barrier has reared its head. They're trying to get a different batter, I do believe, and it's going to be the kid from Korea. So he was unsure what he was being asked to do.
Is that Mighty Mouse?
It is Mighty Mouse, who pitched the last inning of the earlier game.
So Repepi is not hitting. We do not know the reason why. We have our first slow down, close to stoppage in play. That typically has been happening in the 10th, 11th, and 12th innings when the teams have been snaking their lineups, going top to bottom, then immediately back bottom to top, and sometimes it causes some base running difficulties and there's some slowdown in play.
So this will be Jiwon Heo, also known as Mighty Mouse, from the city of Jimhae in Gyeongsang, Namdo. And that's the last time I'll do that.
From Kathmandu.
0-2 now to Mighty Mouse.
Mighty Mouse stands 5'3". Originally slated to bat 10th in the lineup. Now he's been moved up. We'll see how permanent that is and why Repepi is not hitting.
Ball catches the outside corner for strike 3, and down goes Mighty Mouse.
Bye-bye.
But it was earlier when he pitched an inning, and if he becomes a closer, then they can play that Mighty Mouse song, because here he comes to save the day, to get the save. It writes itself. Carlos Martinez now. The Hotchkiss School, 6'3", 200. Shortstop. With first and third and 2 outs. 1 run across early on the home run. Ball misses upstairs.
And 2 batters were skipped or late scratches in the original lineup, so we went down 3 batters from the lineup that we have. So now it's Carlos Martinez.
Smith hit the home run earlier. Two balls and a strike now. Misses upstairs. Hitters count to Martinez with first and third and 1 across. Here in the first of the night game. Stream Live Tampa at LoanDepot Park. This is down and in. Nice job by the catcher keeping that ball up front. That'll load the bases. With 2 outs.
Should be him.
I believe this should be Elijah Underhill with a very wide base. Let's see if he sets a timer. Just picking the foot up and stepping it back down.
Elijah Underhill from Hopkinsville, Kentucky. Spoke with Elijah briefly. I saw him. He was getting his stuff ready in the dugout. He was by himself, and I went up to him and said, hey, listen, you got friends and family watching tonight on the live stream. We're going to reference your last name quite often. For all of you Fletch fans, Chevy Chase movie from 1985, you know everything gets put on the Underhill tab.
Put it on the Underhill's bill. We'll save the best for the later innings when we get silly anyway.
And he just grinned. I said, "You did it way before you were born." And he just grinned and laughed.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs, and the bases juiced for Underhill. Off speed, misses outside and low. Here's the 2-2. This is down, so we will have the merry-go-round in action.
And here we go. Exactly what I was thinking. Full count, 2 outs, bases loaded, and everybody's moving. Oven mitt and all here at first. And it's a shot through the wickets at first base. Doing his best Buckner impression. 1 run is in, 2 runs are in. That'll be 3 because that ball is thrown to nobody and bounces into the dugout. Underhill will advance now all the way to third on the error by the first baseman. That scores 2, and then the error on the throw from the right fielder.
And here's our rules coming into play.
Scores the third, and that's it.
The 25 pitch count has been reached. So that's going to do it for the top of the first. 3 runs on 3 hits. Couple of errors. And we'll be right back after this.
And back here, bottom of the first, LoanDepot Park, Miami, home of the Miami Marlins. Pitcher for the yellow team is Yi Cheng Chun.
I'll set the defense for the Yellow Submarines quickly around these first few pitches. Doing the catching is Jong Hoon Kim. At first base, Wesley Parker. Second base, Kason Sandry. Third base, Jose Fernandez. The shortstop is Jae Woon Kim. In left field, Ji Won Hei. The center fielder is Elijah Underhill. Put it on his bill. And the right fielder is Arturo Sierra for the Yellow Submarines.
Leading off for the green team is Daniel Barbero, the second baseman, to start out from Ada, Oklahoma.
Swings over the 2-1 to make it 2-2 from Cologne High School.
And we need to check from Ada, Oklahoma. I believe either Johnny Bench or Mickey Mantle is from that town in Oklahoma. Ooh, and that bat goes flying on this third pitch, swing and a miss from Barbero.
Well, he's got to go that way anyway. Might as well pick his bat up. Lost it. It went all the way into the dugout.
And let's go back. We'll get back to that Ada, Oklahoma reference when I get the right guy. Who was the other second baseman? That was Daniel Barbera from Loudonville, New York.
There we go.
There it is. So when Hunter Condon comes up, we'll reference that.
Aiden Coffey now, hopefully, from Monroe Central, 6'4", 195. Shortstop against the big lefty.
Albany, Indiana. Aiden Coffey. For a cup of coffee.
Coffee like the drink, only spelled different.
Like Paul Coffey.
Oh, fantastic player, Paul Coffey. 1-1 now with one out here in the bottom of the first, as the Green Machine find themselves down 3-0 after the first half of the first inning. A home run and a walk and a couple of errors pushed across 3.
And John, a big 6'3", 225-pounder lefty.
And he has begun filling up the zone.
Want to pronounce that skull, Mikey?
Look at that. Make a cool tattoo
No
on,
chance.
on someone's back.
Not sure what it means.
That'd be pretty cool.
It's written in Korean. So we got one out here. Aiden Coffey, the shortstop for the green team. Starting shortstop for tonight's game.
A ringy dingy for strike 3. So 2 outs now, 2 quick strikeouts by Chun. Very impressive start for the Korean.
Brings up. Should be Ben Zink from the great state of Ohio. Northmont High School in Clayton, Ohio.
Ben Zink, 6'1", 205. Class of 22, like just about everybody tonight. There might be 1 or 2. But mostly class of 22s here.
Yeah, they also call this age group the featured age group. Zink gets handcuffed there and gets it, sneaks it down into no man's land down the right field foul line. Bounces up off the netting. Zink, the starting center fielder for the green team tonight.
Here's Zink. He awaits the 1-1. Chun continues to fill it up. Looking to strike out the side here in the bottom of the first. This is inside. We're going to have to get some velo on these guys as well.
Yeah. Chun looks very athletic. Good off-speed pitch there.
Curveball and a beauty to retire the side. 3 strikeouts in the bottom half of the first. So after 1, 3-0 for the Yellow Submarines over the Green Machine. For Stream Live Tampa, this is Mikey Parrish. We'll be right back after this. Justin Gottlieb on the hill facing Mighty Mouse once again. Here in the top of the second.
The Edge team will have 4 pitchers tonight. It's a 12-inning max. They'll either play 4 hours or 12 innings. They've been getting 12 innings in really close, right under the wire in the other games. So each manager is planning to throw 4 pitchers, 3 innings each. So this is the second inning of work for Gottlieb. And Mighty Mouse is up again. So Jai-Wan Hill. Jai-Wan Hill. Okay.
Get our Korean pronunciations down after a couple times through the lineup.
Yeah, I asked a few of them before the game how to pronounce their names, and they looked at me like, uh-oh. So I just pointed at it, and then they said it, but I didn't get a chance to see Mighty Mouse.
But he's on with a walk.
So I got the head coach for the aptly named the Yellow Submarines coming up to coach first base, Craig Stoves, originally from the Outback in Australia, lives here locally outside of Miami for about 10 years. Talked to him a little bit before the game. So Adonis Bernal,
first member of the all-name team tonight, Adonis Bernal. It's a lot of pressure. You name your kid Adonis, but he looks like he fits the part.
Mighty Mouse is in there with a stolen base.
Catcher could not find the handle, but he had it stolen anyway.
Adonis comes from the country of Panama.
6'1", 170. Outfielder. Here's the 2-0. Fisted to the left fielder, and it is going to fall in.
That was a bad read on that one. And it gets by. Mighty Mouse scores.
Cannot coach speed.
No.
The stolen base pays off after a base hit and an error.
It'll bring up Dongjun Shin, who was one of the participants in the home run derby for the featured age group earlier today. And the classic high kick, hands back swing that you see a lot of players.
Right-handed Ichiro.
Yes, a lot of players from the Far East do. So count is even at 1, runner at second, no outs. After Mighty Mouse scored, Ho scored.
He's rocking a wood bat.
Yes.
Guess it's optional.
No. I think they would prefer it if they had it. A lot of high school kids like the wood bats nowadays.
That's what the big boys use.
And it's really what they should go back to. Yeah.
It's all financial.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't sound good for that one right there. Off the end of the bat. Make the count 2-2. With Adonis at second.
So full count now on Shin. And they did correct that. That was 4 runs in the first inning like we had. And plus the 1 run here.
We're going to wait, let them sort it out.
Yeah, they're time traveling. he hits that out. It was going to be 7. Yeah, they're having a little difficulty with the scoreboard up in the Jumbotron.
Shen grounds out to shortstop.
It should be 5. 4 in the first, 1 in the second. Next batter, Jong-hoon Kim.
First pitch misses up. 1-0 to Kim. 6'1", 225. Here's the pitch.
Hit high and deep to left field. It will stay in the ballpark. Runner's going to tag from second. Make it into third. It is Bernal. So Kim hits a sac fly to deep left field into the corner. Gets the runner over there. 2 outs, runner at third.
Just had to pull his hands in a little bit to get to that ball and didn't have enough to get it out at 344 down the left field line.
And coming from the country of Boulevard, a very familiar first and last name here in Miami. This gentleman's name is Jose Fernandez.
Just an eerie feeling hearing that name in Marlins Park.
He's an 813 product, the late Jose Fernandez.
Alonzo High School.
Yes, sir. Our good buddy Jarrett Guthrie. 813 Preps, big supporter of Stream Live Tampa and vice versa with him. If he's listening, I'm sure he many times covered Jose Fernandez back when he was up in Tampa. But this Jose Fernandez swings and misses. They drop the third strike, gets thrown out at first. To end the inning. We still have 5-0. They've got 4-0 up here.
We're going to rock with what the scoreboard says just to keep our sanity. So 4-0 at the end of 1.5. Stream Live Tampa and Jim Delaney. This is Mikey Paris. We'll be right back after this. Back here for Stream Live Tampa. And we'll run through the defense real quick for the Yellow Submarines. Now we've got Nicholas Badillo behind the plate. Nick Smith at first. Drew Repepe probably not at third. Gray Brannon at second. Carlos Martinez at shortstop. Left field, Dong Jun Sun. Center fielder now is Cole Shepard. And the right fielder is Adonis Bernal.
Brody Williams leading off here, the catcher. Started the game for the green team from Mont Belvo, Texas. Barbers Hill High School. The ball is fouled off into the third base stands. Yi Cheng Chun struck out the side in the first inning. He's ahead here 1-2.
Going for strikeout number 4 in a row.
Here we go. It is live.
Just had one slip on there, but I don't think that gentleman is going to get thrown out.
So John, it's 4 in a row now.
He gets a pass. 4 strikeouts in a row to start a ball game.
Jordan Landcrone.
Which makes me want to look up a trivia question. For who in the major leagues has started with the most strikeouts in a row to start a ball game? We'll have to look that up. Have them curious now, thanks to Mr. Chun.
Jordan Landcrone from Crown Point, Indiana. Calumet Christian School.
6'2", 180. 1-1 now with one out. As Chun is not allowing his defense to have any fun. Strike two. And we know what Crash Davis says about strikeouts.
They're fascist.
They're fascist. Let your defense get involved, but
It's more democratic.
right around there. 2-2 now. As Chun looking for his 5th strikeout in a row to start a ball game.
This makes me think of Fernando Valenzuela. I believe either 85 or 86 All-Star game. Struck out 6 batters in 2 innings. 2 innings of work.
And I'm sure that they were
0.
not the bottom of the order guys.
Not in that format.
Yeah.
Just can't remember which year. I think it was 85 when it was in Minnesota.
Fouled off, which the Team Green Machine should consider that a victory. A foul ball.
Some sort
off
of
of
contact.
Chun. Four nothing's our score here in the bottom of the second.
And
That ball was
scorched
fisted foul.
right in front of us. Hard hit strike.
Jordan Landcrone, 6'2", 180, shortstop. As we saw a home run in the first inning by the first baseman, Nick Smith. Misses outside, so he is human. There's a walk for Chun. Having trouble with the hieroglyphics over there, Jim?
No. See where he's from. So Caden Wotipka from Everett, Washington.
Kamiak High School. 6'4", 235. Chun blows by the fastball, low and inside. You could work all day right in there. Here's the 1-1. Little slider looked like. Stays up. 2 balls and a strike. Here's the 1-1. This is inside. Runner thinks about it, but retreats back to first. Bottom of 2 here at LoanDepot Park.
Our microphones pick up everything. So Chun against Wotipka.
Just missed.
Back-to-back walks. We'll bring up Aaron Forbes.
He's not missing by much, but miss he did.
Forbes, I believe, the first participant that we've had from the state of West Virginia. From Morgantown.
Look at the camera.
So third baseman Aaron Forbes comes up.
Mr. Bryant. That's the camera. You're good. That's it. All right.
So it goes now 1-1. Back-to-back walks here.
After 4 straight strikeouts,
That's
back-to-back
right.
walks.
That Chun has given up. He's now ahead 1-2 on Forbes. Tries to go back inside and does get him.
Paints that inside corner. So 5 strikeouts for Chun.
Skips another person in here. We got Jay Murdoch coming up.
Jay Murdoch from Terrell Academy. 6'1", 245, Georgia.
Dawson, Georgia.
First and second, 2 outs.
Could be
Buzzes the tower.
Terrell Academy if you're a TO fan, or Terrell Academy if you're a TD fan.
There you go.
We got a lot going on down here.
Might be that table. Raj. Top of the third. Come up after they get this out. And after the music plays, come up and I'm going to give you this headset right here. Talk with Jim.
So 2 outs now. Or 2 outs still.
A 2-1 count.
With Murdoch. Up swinging high. Never saw that one looking where he's looking. So 2-2. 2 Ks, 2 walks in this inning for Chun.
2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. So the proverbial 2s are wild. For Murdoch from Chun as the first baseman plays behind the runner at first.
Misses inside. Runners will be going here. With a full count, 2 outs. Payoff pitch from Chun to Murdoch. Ooh. Late on that swing, fouls off into the netting, just over head coach Kendrick Perkins for the green team.
Danger zone.
And he snuck back down into the dugout a little bit.
So Chun has to polish up a new baseball for a 3-2 count. Swing and a miss. The strikeout fest continues.
Number 3, and we're going to do it. Everybody have fun tonight. Everybody, yai Chang Chun tonight.
We shall be right back after this.
Okay, we're back here at LoanDepot Park, home of the Miami Marlins. 14th World Power Showcase featured classic game tonight. As at first pitch, we'll get the batter's name here in a second, is Nicholas Badillo from Mohegan Lake, New York. IMG Academy up there. Justin Gottlieb in his third and final inning of work for the green team, as it is a 4-0 lead for the green team. And as we're here in the top of the third, we got a special guest here, Roger Gonzalez from Reps with Raj. Roger, how are you?
What's going on?
Good
Thanks
to
for
see
having
you.
me, guys.
Yes, absolutely. I know we've seen your logo that's on your shirt. We've seen it up there as one of the sponsors for the Power Showcase here this week. Tell us more about what you do.
Yeah, so the other place where you've probably seen it is outside of the Marlins Stadium. We
That's
got
right.
a big black bus right now with the 2 RRs. So pretty much a little story about what I'm doing is I bought a school bus, completely tore it apart, and made it my home. And I'm going to travel the entire country creating baseball content. I'm a baseball guy at heart. I played college ball. I played high school ball. Had an opportunity to play a little bit of professional baseball with the Oakland A's. And now I'm also in med school, so nice play there.
As we get a ground ball to the first baseman for out number 1 here in the third. So baseball guy has a dream. We're in med school.
Yeah, I'm in my third year of medical school
Okay.
at the moment. But it all stems back from pretty much my history, my past. Like I always try to figure out what I should be doing baseball wise.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to YouTube, I went to social media for that, and I never found it. Like real stuff.
Sure.
I feel like there's a lot of BS out there that
There is.
isn't the truth and isn't what's really helping guys. So I'm taking that responsibility. I'm going to travel the country, go to different ballparks, go to different places, collaborate with colleges, collaborate with big league organizations, as we see here with the Power Showcase, interview all the guys that are somebody in the game and learn from them. Not just have casual conversations, but actually take them in the cages and be like, hey, what do you do? How do you get better? You know, what should guys really be learning? And that's kind of what I'm trying to do.
I like it. And it doesn't matter what age group. This is the high school age group. Guys going off to college. Some guys are going to get drafted. There's a base hit right there by Fernandez that gets by the shortstop. And
Yeah.
Yellow Submarines, as Mikey has called them, will have a runner on here in the top of the third with a 4-0 lead.
No, absolutely. And like you were saying, man, it doesn't matter the age group, whether you're 12 years old and kind of learning, or even 10 years old, 8 years old, 6 years old, and just starting to play the game, or even if you're a parent. I'm also trying to do podcasts because I also have a baseball podcast where, I've had the sports psychologist for the Oakland A's and the Arizona Cardinals. I've had guys from the big league organization. I just did an interview the other day with Blaze Jordan, the GOAT from Power Showcase, and I want to tackle every aspect of it. If you're a parent that needs to know how to deal with agents, needs to deal with the college recruiting process, I want to have those conversations and help them deal with that, because I remember how it was for me. I remember how when I was nice block job right there. That's a really good place. I remember when I was young like that, and my dad was trying to figure out how to talk to an agent, how to talk to a scout, how to talk to a college recruiter. If it's a business, if it's not a business, how are you supposed to be grateful? Like it's a whole world that a lot of people don't know. So that's kind of my job right now is, broke some wood right there.
Brooks Moore gets it into left field for a base hit off the bat of Jong-Hoon Kim.
Isn't this so special, so cool to see guys from all over the world just
It's
coming out
amazing.
here, man?
Yeah, it's amazing. That's why I was talking with some of the players before. They were from the States. And I said, man, what an experience you get to play with guys from other countries and not only talk baseball, but just kind of talk life about what they're doing. You know, everybody, plays the game differently, and lifestyles are different everywhere. There's so many moving parts in the game now, in all of sports, from the youth level to the high school level to college up to pro. There's so many different gurus, so to speak, on social media, especially on Twitter, that you see. I'm a big fan of Jeff Fry with the She Gone Nation thing, where it's mostly about not teaching just launch angle and exit velo and home runs and all that stuff. It's about teaching hitting. And the actual parts of the game, hitting backside, bunting, little things like this, like right there, base it up the middle.
And look what that does right there. Now we're going to challenge the guy. Oh, he falls down. Oh, my God.
Right on cue. He stumbles coming around third, but does get back, does Fernandez. Base hit up the middle by Dongjun Shin. Makes it bases loaded for the yellow team. That was almost a classic get him on, get him over, get him in
and that's
type deal.
That's baseball.
Exactly.
That's baseball. That's what we need to be teaching right there. What's your approach? Up the middle, backside, no matter where the ball goes, you're either going to move the guy over or you're going to score a run in. That's it. That's what you got to be teaching.
And that's it. This format a little different because it is a showcase format, but they're playing games, and it's still baseball is baseball.
But let me tell
in
you
between
something.
the lines.
Even in the showcase event, if there's a scout up there and he sees that kind of approach, because
Correct.
these guys have, these guys are special. These guys have power.
Mm-hmm.
These guys can hit the ball, oppo gap. So if a scout's out there and they're seeing that approach, they're seeing, hey, that kid knows baseball.
Hey, in
that
this
kid's not just,
situation-
he's trying to win. Winning is such a big deal in the game of baseball that it needs to be talked about more.
It does. It does. And the word that I always come up with is selfless with hitters, and players in general.
No,
but
absolutely.
giving up your at bat, the sac bunt, the sacrifice, hitting and ball on the ground with runner at second, less than 2, sacrifice fly, things like that. But it goes back to the youth level. It's not taught enough at the youth level anymore. So it's tough. So when you do have a chance to do that, and that's where your podcast and
that's what I hope
your
to do.
education comes into effect with just educating parents and even coaches and players as they get older on how to get better at the game.
No, absolutely. And the thing is, like, I'll talk a little bit about from my experience. I went to the University of Miami out of high school, and the biggest thing I struggled with, you're going to be surprised, was first and third and butt defense. Every single time we did it, Coach 3, Jim Morris, would eat me up because I was so bad at it. And that's just fundamental, simple baseball. And the thing is that it got so bad that I just got in my head so much that then I would go to BP after and it would be trash. And then I would go throw
It
down.
was always in your
It
head.
was in my head. So
Yeah.
being able to teach these guys that simple stuff, so when they get to the next level, they can really just focus on performing, outplaying the guys, getting stronger, getting better. That's what it's all about.
That's the fun part of the game on defense, when you can have actual plays and set plays, whatever it is. Just throwing down to third, throwing to short, coming second baseman. There's a base back up the middle. Good play by Gottlieb just to knock it down. Gets Mighty Mouse. Seems like Mighty Mouse has been on up the plate all day today because he snuck in at the end of the first game.
Oh, did he?
As we go to the middle here, we're gonna have to cut because we can't play music from the
no
stadium.
worries.
So, if you want to stay for the bottom
He's saying to keep talking. Okay.
of the third, you can do that, and we'll come back after this.
No, he's saying to keep talking.
Good. Okay.
So actually another thing that when you were talking about a little bit earlier that came to my head was these guys from all over the world. And not only that, not only the experience, the networking and all that stuff, but I remember personally when I had an opportunity to make the USA national team, I played with Francisco Lindor, all those guys.
Yeah.
And those guys in the big leagues, guys that we're watching right now are going to be in the big leagues
Sure.
in 5 to 10 years. And that's so cool.
Yeah.
That's so flat out cool, like especially for them to just be around those. For me it was Albert Mora, Francisco Lindor, all those guys. Drew is gonna be in the big leagues.
Yes.
With what he just put on that
Yes.
show, I mean, so just that networking, man, it's crazy. It's
Yeah.
crazy. So,
And with Brian Domenico, this was he spawned this whole thing. It's now the 14th World Power Showcase. This is the second event for us with Stream Live Tampa. Thanks to Shout Out, ball was right at us.
Right at us.
I was
If it
ready
would've
to
been
get
for
it
that
too.
net, we would've just
And
got
he
it.
was laughing, thinking I could get it.
and the crazy thing is, man, it's crazy what Brian is doing from just a simple idea and just showcasing it to the next level.
And when you do it the right way.
Absolutely. I mean, these guys are flat out these guys are crying over these coming out here. Like
Correct.
it means the world to them, and it should. The exposure, the opportunities they're getting is on another level.
Correct.
So,
Yeah, and it's a lot of fun. And then yesterday we had 14U and 15U. This morning we had the undergrad, which was mostly 16U. That's sophomore, junior year. There were a couple freshmen, and this is the featured age group, is what they're calling it. Mostly seniors. The 18U kids. A lot of these kids are already committed to schools or about to. Some could have actually even signed as of last week, which was the early signing period for baseball D1 and D2. I was talking with head coach Kendrick Perkins from the Green Team, and he was asking about Stream Live Tampa. I said, yeah, we've done some JUCO baseball up in the Tampa area in the spring, and he loved it. And he watched some of it, and
That's
he knew
awesome.
about Stream Live Tampa because he's a big fan of junior college baseball and athletics in general. It's a big part,
Yeah.
and it's a big misnomer about that it's not as competitive. It's very competitive.
oh, the Tampa area is huge, man.
Florida, Texas, California, junior college baseball is really good,
Oh yeah.
and
yeah.
softball.
Absolutely. I actually went to JUCO. I went from Miami to JUCO, so I lived that lifestyle. And I remember playing in Bradenton, and I remember playing in those areas.
Sure.
And the Tampa area is huge, man. You guys got a lot of quality talent out there. So
Yeah, Hillsborough County in the Tampa area, where Extreme Life Tampa is based out of, is notorious for high school baseball. It's a long, storied history of high school baseball. As we're here with Roger Gonzalez from Reps with Raj, the baseball bus.
the baseball
It's
buzz, everybody's
outside.
gonna hear about it. It's
Yeah.
only a matter of time, man. This is stop number 2 for us, and look where
Good.
we're at with Marlins Stadium.
Good, good. Where are you off to next?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
I really don't know. I mean, I didn't have this one planned out. I mean, I
like
started
it.
at Barry University.
Sure.
Because I had some connects there, and why not? But I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I've got some content here, some amazing interviews. If you guys haven't seen the video we just made for Vladimir Guerrero's son,
Okay.
it's the junior. It's the son of the big leaguer that's with the Blue Jays at the moment.
Okay.
And we're releasing so many videos every single day. We're releasing something new.
Good.
And yeah, I don't know. I'm
Stay
excited
out there,
to
stay
see.
in front of everybody
Yeah,
with
yeah.
social media and technology and stuff. But we'll keep in touch with Stream Live Tampa and us, because there's a lot of things we could help you with, and probably vice versa.
I appreciate
But another
that
way
for
of
sure,
striking
man.
up partnerships here
Absolutely. Now I'm like, it's interesting because I'm like, how am I going to top the Marlins? How am I going to top this? Like, I have
so
to.
early in the
It's so
stops.
tough, but that's the thing, man. It's been growing so fast and so quick. I mean, I bought the bus 45 days ago, and I completely tore it apart, did it all myself.
Yeah.
And
for
here
you.
we are now. So I'm excited to see. I know I'm going to have a lot of hiccups, a lot of bad things are going to
Sure.
happen, but it's just about the journey, right?
There's a lot of places to go in this game.
And
But-
enjoy the country, man.
Yeah.
Enjoy this America. I mean, I was born in Cuba, and
Okay.
I cannot be more grateful for this country for giving me everything it's given me. So I just want to go see it.
Sure.
So it's
And you've got a good idea there. I'm glad you're able to do that.
yeah.
At a young age, and be able to go see the country and just enjoy the game of baseball.
Yeah,
Well, we're
man.
enjoying it here at LoanDepot Park here in Miami, Florida.
What a beautiful stadium, man.
It is.
Wow.
And I found out in the break in between the original Orange Bowl was here, on this
yeah.
site.
This is special.
And
This is
being a
special
big college
grounds.
football fan myself, I was
Oh,
like,
yeah?
oh man. So I'm walking around and then thinking, man, Joe Namath walked off in Super Bowl III, flashing the one finger after he guaranteed the Jets win on this site. So a lot of storied history just on the grounds here.
And the environment and everything around the stadium. This is the guys. Everybody around here is just so special, and just kind of all the people that came from Cuba, and there's a lot of history out here. So it's a great place for the stadium, and wow. I mean, I hadn't been here in a couple of years, and I'm just blown away by it.
Yeah, we took a walk around, kind of part of Little Havana right here,
Exactly.
and walked around. I know Mikey got a Cuban coffee at a tiny little place.
Oh,
Taking in
how
the
good was
sights.
that? How good was that coffee, man?
Ask him when he comes back. Yeah.
Yeah. And have you had a chance to go by the Budweiser and just absolutely that view?
No, we couldn't get up there.
Oh, you just
It was
gotta go.
blocked
You
off.
just
Yeah,
gotta go. You
I
just
would
gotta
think
go.
so. Yeah.
It's
We could see the skyline from behind home plate, because you can't see it here because we're down
No.
low.
And it's been so like bright and like gloomy that you can't really see it. But today, I went to go do an interview by the Budweiser today, and oh my God,
Nice.
dude, it was beautiful.
Yeah, and this is kind of the retro field parks, where they're putting them in neighborhoods and little downtown areas and not off the beaten path like a lot of cookie cutter stadiums were. And being from the Tampa area, with Stream Live Tampa, the Tampa Bay Rays signed Franco today to 10 years, $225 million. There's probably means they're building a stadium in Tampa. I
Oh,
don't think
wow.
they'd sign him for that long without that plan coming into place.
So yeah, that's.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see you. So you think they're gonna build a
We
new
think
stadium?
so. Yeah, it just kind of makes sense. There's been a lot of talk about it because they're in St. Pete across the bay, really away from a lot of the population in Tampa.
Oh. I've been to Tampa a couple times, but I don't remember like that. Tell me a little
Tropicana
more.
Field's cool. It's okay. It's a dome. It's not bad when you're in there. The environment, it's not exactly what you want. And they have a winning product.
They do.
The way the Rays win, they have good farm system, and they make the playoffs. They are always competing, so you're kind of reading between the lines of that, signing that deal today, that they might announce at some point, hey, we're going to start building a park in Tampa.
We're all in.
By downtown. Yeah, if you're signing that kid for a long term, I mean, he's amazing for a 20-year-old.
That's exciting stuff, man. It's so crazy where the game of baseball is going. And as I was just having an interview with Drew, I was telling him, man, regardless of all the things you've done today, to me the most impressive thing is how much fun you're having.
Absolutely.
You guys are actually enjoying the game. Guys like Tatis, guys like Javier Baez, those guys are just flat out just living life.
Yeah.
You know, like
It's a game.
It's a game.
It's a game.
We all take it so serious, but at the end of the day, it's just a game, man. So it's so exciting to see guys and the young guys like that, especially when they come to a place like this where it's so high caliber, so much pressure. Because being real, the way you produce here will change your stock.
Sure.
Will change the way they get drafted.
Sure.
But they're still enjoying it. They're making connections. So that's awesome, man. That's flat out awesome.
And it's funny, we're watching a shortstop from Belize.
Really?
Got to throw it to the first baseman from West Virginia.
That's
It's two polar opposite
only
parts
baseball,
of,
man.
Only baseball
wow.
can do that. That's right.
That's flat out amazing.
Belize and West Virginia.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
We've got a
And-
new pitcher in the game. This looks like Brandon Williams for the green team. Senior from Lillian, Alabama.
There we go. We got Belize at short, West Virginia at first, and Alabama on the mound. How about
You
that?
can't beat that.
Where's Korea? We got some Korea
You
somewhere
gotta be.
for sure.
Got to be, of course.
But yeah, man. Another thing that going back to what we just talked about with all those guys all over the different places is, I tell guys all the time, whenever you're gonna pick a university, the next level that you go at, that decision that you make will change your entire life. Those networks that you meet, those guys that you go in and day out, once the game's over, those are the guys you go to business with. Those are the guys you that are in your wedding. And it's crazy. Same thing as this. These are connections that these guys are gonna make. Maybe they'll go to college together.
Sure.
Maybe they'll be in an organization together one day. So it's pretty neat. It's pretty neat, bro.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. But again, only baseball.
Only baseball.
The first base coach from New Mexico here.
There we go.
So this looks like Underhill again, Elijah Underhill. Center fielder from Kentucky.
What a body. Look at that. That's a big boy, man.
That is a big boy. Wide stance, kind of like Pujols. Not much.
Look at that. I love the way he just took that pitch. Just turn it in. If you're going to hit me, you're going to hit me. I'm going to take it.
Tough thing to get kids to do nowadays.
So tough.
To
So tough.
turn in and take it instead of bouncing away.
Look how he just
'Cause
takes up the
you'll
plate.
You'll buy balls in the count that way.
He's firm on the mount on there. He's holding his ground. He knows it's his place, and he's ready to attack the zone.
Yes, sir. So Williams now in the leadoff hitter, Underhill. It's behind 2-0. As we're now in the top of the fourth. First strike in that sequence now. A 4-0 lead.
And let's talk a little bit about you guys, man. What you guys doing is special. Being out here showing these guys and everywhere else you guys have been. I'm really impressed by the quality of work and everything you guys have been doing, man. It's really impressive, to tell you the truth.
You're seeing Stream Live Tampa with the gentleman sitting to the right of me that nobody ever really sees.
Yeah, he's behind the
You
cameras. He's
just-
hiding even more now.
You just see what goes on at his fingertips.
It's just
6 camera angles, the graphics, the score, not to mention the rest of his family is around. His son Yo-Yo Yunez is on the other side with the camera.
Yeah, I
his
see him over
nephew's
there.
up top. Had the aerial view for the home run derby.
absolutely. And isn't that special to be a family business, just all helping each other, just enjoying it?
And what
It's
sport got it together? Baseball.
baseball. America's favorite pastime,
That's
man.
right. Javier Nunez was just live streaming some high school baseball games in Ruskin, Florida, outside of Tampa, for his son Yasiel Nunez, affectionately known as Yo-Yo, who's a middle infielder for St. Leo University.
There you go. And now look where we're at.
And then
He's
this
just-
is what he's doing, and he's catching on to this stuff really quickly. I know at the inception of this, it was Javier and myself, and another buddy of ours, Andrew Burdick.
That's pretty cool,
We were
man.
doing stuff left and right, hanging signs, doing high school events, things of that nature, and just being out there on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch are our games where you can see for free. And one of the 12U head coaches, Billy Colomb, from Riverview, Florida, outside Tampa, that I've known just from the coaching circles and recruiting circles, called me this summer, said, "Hey, let me get you connected with this guy." And that fellow was Brian Domenico.
Awesome.
And we did an event at Tropicana Field in Tampa in August. And he's like, hey, we'll get you guys to come down to Miami in November, and that's where we're at.
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah, this is less than just about 2 years old that Stream Live Tampa started. And we went through the pandemic stuff last year.
That's tough.
And we were showing some games last summer that
Really?
nobody else was showing. There was a college softball league, the Florida Gulf Coast League, in Lakewood Ranch in the Bradenton, Sarasota area, that we did some games last summer, summer 2020. We did some Zoom interview shows. Just to kind of stay in front of people, and it just kept building. And now that people were back at school last year, we did some more games. High school basketball, we'll do some here soon.
What's your favorite sport to announce?
As much of a baseball guy as I am, and we've done baseball and softball, I love doing basketball.
Really?
Yeah.
Is there a
it's
reason why?
Up and down.
It's just so much
fast.
action.
You're constantly going, looking up at the clock, going here and there. And we can work with high school teams. We can work with booster clubs. For any advertising opportunities with small businesses that they might have as sponsors through fundraisers, and they can be advertisers with us. Those are conversations we've had with coaches and done minimally so far. And then an event like this, Brian worked out something with us, and other events like this we're open to do as well.
Absolutely. And let's see what happens right here. We got, the champ of the home run derby. Let's see if he puts one out or what happens right now. This kid's special, man. This kid's special. Drew right here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what we got. He's just, yesterday we were watching him hit, and even today he was hitting balls 480, 470, which I think were really 500 feet. It was just flat out amazing.
Yeah.
There he goes. We got a stolen bag. Let's see what happens right here. And great throw. Right on the money right there.
Pepe's from Pennsylvania, McMurray, Pennsylvania. He was the home run derby champ earlier today. As we'll go to the middle of the fourth, and Roger, it was great having you on here. We'll stay in touch, man.
Absolutely.
And,
Thanks for having me, guys.
Good meeting genuine people in the game of baseball. We'll be back here on Stream Live Tampa.
Mikey Parrish back here for Stream Live Tampa in a 4-0 ball game as we head to the bottom of the fourth. Mackie Rowland. To the plate. .6'2", 205. Don't even have to give him a nickname. Mackie it is. 1 ball, no strikes. Left-handed Korean on the mound. Got a little hitch in his giddy up on his motion. 1 ball, 1 strike now. 14th Annual World Power Showcase. And world it is. We've had Russians, Canadians, Belize, Brazilians, Koreans, Dominicans, and of course those crazy Americans here at the Power Showcase in a 4-0 ball game. Here's the pitch. Swings right through the fastball. 2-2. Here's the 2-2 to Roland. Off-speed pitch, and he barely nicks it off the end of the bat to stay alive. Really pulled the string on that curveball, showing the difference between the heater and the off-speed pitch. Had him way out in front, but he did get a piece. Mackie Rowland, ground ball to the third baseman. Heads up. Nice play by the first baseman. Says he got his foot down before the tag.
Not one bit.
Parker making a fine play, had to jump to field it, and I thought either he got his foot down back to the bag or made the tag, but neither one, says the first base umpire. We'll call it an infield hit. Bang, bang play at first. Interesting gentleman you just interviewed right there, huh, Jim?
Yeah, yeah. Well, anybody passionate about the game and just talking about, you know, the roots of the game, and especially being a young guy, and still being passionate about it and being respectful about it. You know, the game has not changed.
Young man, old soul. And here's Parker Bultis from Sport College.
So we'll do more with reps with Raj. We'll stay in touch with him.
And here's another player. I didn't even mention the Netherlands earlier when I ran through the plethora of places represented here at the Power Showcase. Did Chun strike out a couple more as I went to the restroom there, Jim, in his third inning of work?
He did, yes.
So that's an impressive showing. Ball goes back to the backstop. The runner will move up to second.
As we're in the fourth, this should be Taejun Mo.
I was waiting for you to come back on to pronounce the name.
If it's in order, as it has been, this would be Taejun Mo. Taejun No. No Mo.
No mo.
No Mo. No more arigato.
First and second with nobody out now. As we await the batter to come up on the Jumbotron.
Should be, if that's Parker at first, and it is, this should be Matthew Trito.
As the green machine tries to get on the board, down by 4.
Let's see what that says. It looks like NY. If it is Trito, he should be from New York.
Ball taps slowly towards
That
third.
was
This is trouble.
Slow, strange swing.
Nice job by the pitcher to get
Where's
the out at first.
Trito, just give him a little shout out. He's from Yonkers, New York, from Iona Prep School.
Thought that was trouble off the bat. The pitcher did a great job getting over and made a good strong throw to first, which will now put runners at second and third with 1 out. For Carson Evans from Seminary High School, Mississippi, 6'1", 215. Has the chance to cut into the Yellow Submarines' lead. Base hit could plate 2 and half that lead to 4-2. Here's the 1-0. Big off-speed bender falls in there for a strike. Carson Evans gave up on it early, and the bender found the strike zone. So 1-1 to Evans. Another curveball, and why not? As Evans swings right over the top of it. 1-2 now. And the pitcher can play. What's it going to be? Stay with that bender. Try to sneak that fastball by Carson Evans. Goes fastball, misses down and in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Can't wait to go back on Stream Live Tampa and catch that interview.
Yes.
With Reps for Raj. Curveball gets him.
As his fellow Korean teammates are cheering him on with their microphone right there.
Absolutely. That'll be the second out of the inning.
George Edmund Fitzgerald from Belize.
Belize. 5'8", 135. Big smile on the Jumbotron for George Edmund. First pitch misses, 1-0. Fastball right in there. As you can hear the Korean contingent from the edge of the dugout,
yes,
rooting him on, which is awesome to see.
Ooh, way out in front. That ball gets away from the catcher. Did he say he tipped it? Because the batter didn't go.
Did not. Missed it, so it'll be a pass ball, which will play to run for the Green Machine. Should make the count 1-2.
And there you go. That's why.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, that was
to Edmund, trying to get the 2-out RBI to half the lead.
Goes from the 55-foot curveball to the heater.
Ringy dingy on the outside corner.
Never saw that pitch. Get a run in. And we'll go to the 5th, 4-1.
Mikey Parrish back for Stream Live Tampa here in the top of the 5th for Drew Repepe, who, again, won the home run contest for the seniors. And Brandon Williams still on the hill from Alberta High School, Alabama, 5'9", 200. First pitch in there for a strike. Drew Repepe, 5'11", 220. And that ball has got some juice. Right to center field, though. The center fielder goes back and will make the play right in front of the track. One more biscuit for breakfast for Mr. Repepe, and that one might have got out of here as well. But a fine play by the center fielder, who went calmly back, turned before the track, and made the play. So Williams gets the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Jaewon Kim, Global Vision Christian School. I'm sorry, Casey Sandry now, as they are switching things up on us. 6'1", 190 for Sandry at Our Lady of Lourdes Regional High School. 6'1", 190. First pitch misses low. It's now 4-1. The Yellow Submarines over the Green Machine. That pitch in there for a strike. Ms. Zink, they are changing the batters, or they're changing the fielders in the field every single inning. So we do not have, when they make those changes, and we do our best with my binoculars to try to get the names on the back, but some of these names are tough to read. But if I can find out the center fielder, I will let you know. Thank you very much for tuning in. Travis Lennon also on Facebook. I've got my Facebook hooked up now. Say hello. And anyone in the building, if you know who the center fielder is, holler at me and I will pass it along to Carol Zink. Down goes Sandry for the second out of the inning. That'll bring Wesley Parker to the plate. Peters Township High School, Pennsylvania. Large contingent of Pennsylvanians on the teams here tonight. Here's Williams. Off-speed pitch misses just inside. So again, the Yellow Submarines, on the strength of 3 in the first, 1 in the second, have a 4-1 lead here in the top of the 5th. We're going to go 12 innings for 4 hours as the lineups snake backwards and forwards like a fantasy draft. Here's the pitch. Good swing on that one, but fouls it straight back. Stream Live Tampa on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Find us there. You can go back. The game will be there tonight. As all the kids that played tonight, as well as the Home Run Derby and the prior games that we've had, one yesterday, one this morning, are available on Stream Live Tampa for viewing at your leisure. Here's the 1-2 from Williams. Swing and a miss. The ball does pop away. Catcher takes his time, throws to the outside. It's going to be high, and that will pull him off the base. So he will reach on a strikeout, but at first base he is. Parker on the third strike into the dirt. Reaches first base, which will bring up Nick Smith, the 4th, who homered in the first. Here's the pitch. Upstairs. A 1-0 pitch with 2 outs, as we have another Korean pitcher loosening down the right field line. 2 balls and no strikes now. Nick Smith, the 4th. 6'1", 235, Charlotte Catholic High School. Strike 1 in there. Just a beautiful view through the bay windows of LoanDepot Park in the city. There's a ball tapped slowly towards the first baseman. Makes the play, and he'll go back and tag the bag to end the inning. So as we head to the bottom of the fifth, it is 4-1 Yellow Submarines over the Green Machine. Mikey Paris will stream live Tampa. We'll be right back after this. Mikey Paris back for Stream Live Tampa here in a 4-1 ball game. We're in the bottom of the fifth. Scheduled for 12 or 4 hours, whatever comes first. And this game is moving right along tonight, so we might get those 12 in prior to the 11 o'clock deadline. This is Jae John No from Korea, 6'2", 225. Matthew Rivers at the plate from Southeast Polk, where I believe Al Bundy once scored 5 touchdowns. Might not be the same school, but it was Polk High School. 6'5", 245 for Matthew Rivers. 0-2 now. Off speed, ball is fisted down the right field line. Right fielder will not get there, and it will fall. Foul ball, just foul. So a harmless long strike for Matthew Rivers. That did not miss falling in by much. So back to the plate he'll go, and the count will remain 0-2. Folks, it is my birthday week. I'll be 53 on Friday, and I'm calling baseball in November from a professional Major League Baseball park. So the birthday week is going pretty well. Here's the 0-2. Bounces up there. Nice job by the catcher to keep it out front. As these rosters for these players from all over the world will be something that I hold on to follow, whether college career or straight to the pros. Ball is pulled foul as he got around on that fastball. Southeast Polk High School in Iowa. there might be a field of dreams. Here's the pitch. Curveball now. He does lay off of that one. They'll send it to 1-2. First pitcher of the evening, Chun from Korea, just walked by after getting ice on the elbow and the shoulder. Had 7 strikeouts, I believe, in 3 innings. 2-2 count now to Matthew Rivers. As the Green Machine try to fight their way back from a 4-1 deficit. 4 runs on 6 hits for the Team Yellow and 1 run on no hits for the Green Machine. Still looking for that first hit. Ball misses way high and away. So now battled back all the way to load the count 3-2 after being down 0-2 and a foul ball that just missed being at least a double. So we got a good battle going on right here between No and Rivers. Let's see who wins this war. Tries to go off speed and misses upstairs. Again, checking for another pitch. And I believe this time they're going to allow him to do it. Some of these showcases, if there's a... Oh, this is the end of the inning, so we have a pinch runner, so it was a walk, and Rivers will remain at the plate for the Snake lineup. So nobody out now. Pinch runner for Rivers on first, and Rivers at bat. All of a sudden, No can't find his release point. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the 1-0 from No. Fastball now drilled down the left field line, out in front, and it careens off the wall in foul territory in left field. Highlight style off the wall. Julia Keats lets everyone know that Tad and Julia are watching. We appreciate that. Make sure all the grandparents and everyone knows the runner goes. Ball is up high, and he has it stolen. The ball trickles into center field, but he will stay put. Just didn't have the energy to make a dash for third after sliding headfirst in and stealing second. So the pinch runner now at second base with nobody out. 2 balls and 1 strike. No to the plate. Good swing on that one. Fouls it straight back. The 6'5", 245, Matthew Rivers. Passed him in the hallway earlier, and it took me a minute to get around. He's a large human being. Here's the pitch from No. Fouled off again, straight back into the seats. We'll keep the count at 2-2. Beautiful night here in Miami. A little chilly outside with the wind hitting, but comfortable inside LoanDepot Park. Nice job by the catcher right there, keeping that ball in front. Keeps the runner at second base. (3-2) to Matthew Rivers. As the battle continues, getting to hit back-to-back at bats. Swings right through that fastball for the first out of the inning. So Rivers walks and then strikes out for the first out. As we head back down the lineup now. This will be George Edmond from Belize. We had Belize chiming in earlier. Julia Keach saying, "Go Shane, Mammy and Papa are so proud of you." Fantastic. We're happy to be able that you're able to watch on Stream Live Tampa, the 14th World Power Showcase. Runner goes to third. Just gets his hand in there on a fine throw by the catcher. But he makes it into third with less than 2 outs now. Let's see if Edmond can get him in. Edmond 5'8", 135. Sadie School, S-A-D-I-E, in Belize. Another nice job by the catcher. Saves a run there on a ball in the dirt. So it's a 3-0 count now to George Edmond Perteo Jr. Just notice the red writing. Perteau Jr. Perteo Jr. There we go. He walks now. So first and third, which will leave it up to Carson Evans. Carson Evans out of Seminary High School, Mississippi. 6'1", 215. First and third. No to the plate. This catcher is getting his work in. Fine job behind the plate, putting the tools of ignorance to work for Jong Hoon Kim, a Korean battery right now for the Yellow Submarines. Off-speed pitch, grounded right to the third baseman, makes a fine play. He's going to go to the plate, and they will mow down the runner at the plate for the second out. Decided to put the contact play on, and it does not pay off for the Green Machine. As he was going on contact, a fine play by the third baseman on the pick and then the throw, and Kim put the tag on the pinch runner. So 2 outs now, first and second for Matthew Trito from Iona Preparatory School in New York. 6'2", 185 for Mr. Trito. And the pitch. This is inside. So no attempting to dance around trouble here in the bottom of the fifth. 2 outs now. And with some defensive help, is set to get out of the inning unscathed. 2 balls and no strikes to Trito. Still looking for the Green Machine's first hit of the night. There's a ball lifted to the short right field. That might just be it, and it is going to fall in between the center fielder. That's Underhill, and he goes to the plate with a fantastic throw and nails him at the plate. Put it on the Underhill's bill as he mows down a second runner of the inning at home plate to keep the score at 4-1. What an absolute laser of a throw from Underhill from Kentucky to Kim from Korea to mow down the third out at the plate, keeping the score at 4-1. Mikey Paris for Stream Live Tampa. I can't wait to watch that replay tonight. We'll be right back. Mikey Paris Stream Live Tampa at the 14th World Power Showcase. Arturo Sierra Jr. to face Brandon Williams, who continues on the hill for the Green Machine. He's put up a couple scoreless innings in a row as the Green Machine finally got their first hit of the game in the bottom of the 5th, but on the strength of 2 fine defensive plays, could not push a run across. Jim Delaney back with us now in the top of the 6th. Take it away, Jim.
Yeah, we were taking turns there, taking an inning off. You had an inning off when I was interviewing Roger Gonzalez earlier, and you were gracious to return the favor and say, hey, just take an inning and chill out. So I had another slice of pizza.
2 games.
Relax a little bit.
2 games in a row of a 4-hour game. Got to take a little break in there just to let your mind relax.
Talked with a couple of the players as they were going on and off the field for the Yellow Submarines, since we're right next to the first base dugout. This will be Brandon Williams' last inning of work as he is pitching the 4th, 5th, and 6th. Arturo Sierra from Plant City High School. Nice to talk to him. He's a very local product to where I live, right there in that Valrico, Dover, Plant City area outside of Tampa. He faces Brandon Williams from the state of Alabama. A full count here. And swing and a miss for Sierra. Out number 1 to start off the top of the 6th. And yeah, it is moving right along a little quicker than the other games. Not that the game earlier today was moving any slow. Just near the end a little bit. So we should have...
Back at the snake part of the lineup as he will hit again.
He will hit again, correct.
And that's why earlier someone was asking if you're looking for the second at bat for a player that was up early in the game. It takes a while to get back down to that part of the lineup as they go from top to bottom, and then the bottom hits towards the top. So it's a good possibility you have yet to see the second at bat.
Breaking ball in the dirt. Sierra keeps his hands back a little bit. 1-1 on Arturo Sierra Jr. Fouls that one back. So 4-1 here as Mikey has dubbed the visiting team the Yellow Submarines.
Helps me keep it straight.
I agree. And the Green Machine in the field. Been a couple fantastic defensive gems here tonight. None other than Elijah Underhill was gunning down a runner at home from center field in that last inning.
He was good midway in the outfield and a perfect one-hop skip off the turf to cut down the runner on a bang-bang play at the plate. And as an old outfielder, that's why I got so excited. See a put out from the outfield, to me, is always an exciting play. Full count now to Sierra Jr. with his second at bat of the back-to-backs.
Takes that one.
On the outside
On
corner
the
for strike
outside
3.
black.
So 2 outs now.
And Nick Smith, the 4th from Charlotte High School, or Charlotte Catholic High School, excuse me, from the Tar Heel State. He homered in the 1st. He'll come up here in the 6th with 2 outs. And hits a breaking ball to deep center field. Not quite enough. Hit it a mile high.
And we are moving along.
We are moving along exactly, Mikey. We're going now into the middle of the 6th. It is 8:44 here on the East Coast of the United States. If anybody's watching from across the pond, across the way, far east, anywhere. We're at LoanDepot Park in Miami, Florida, home of the Miami Marlins. You're watching Stream Live Tampa with Jim Delaney and Mikey Paris.
Mikey Parrish back for Stream Live Tampa as J. John No continues on the mound against the Green Machine. And this will be Parker Bolthus. What was it? Go right ahead.
Justin Gottlieb checking in.
Justin Gottlieb on Stream Live Tampa. My first interview on Stream Live Tampa. Justin, where are you from?
Boca Raton, Florida.
And you were at IMG?
Correct.
Fantastic. Is this the first showcase you've been involved in?
This is my 5th year here at the Power Showcase. So.
Oh, fantastic. So you're used to this. This is all brand new to me, Justin. I'm excited as could be. There's a ball fouled out to the right field line for Parker Bolthus from Sport College in the Netherlands, 6'2", 180. So your 5th year here, or what year are you in school?
I'm a post-grad over at IMG.
Post-grad. All right. Are you hoping to continue your playing career?
I am. Yes, correct.
Still undecided, or?
Undecided at the moment. Planning on committing within the next month or so, hopefully.
All right. Fantastic. Are you going to be staying in state, or?
Most likely going to California.
California. All right. Listen, I always told my buddies that played, no matter where you go play, if you want to play ball, play until they rip the jersey off of you.
Absolutely.
So what was your high school?
I played at Elevate over in Delray.
In Delray. All right. What position do you play?
I'm a pitcher.
Okay.
2-8 over in high school, but became a PO this past year.
All right. Fantastic. Is this your last game for the showcase today, or you got some?
This is my last game.
It's the last game. All right. Are you done for the night? You may get back in there, or you don't know?
I'm done for the night.
You're done? All right. So how was did your high school team go far in the state?
We went pretty far. We played well every year. Well, my 3 years there, it was every year we did it well, made it far. So
Nice. All right, Justin. Well, I appreciate you joining me.
Thanks
My
for
first
having
interview.
me. Thanks for having me.
Spread the word about Stream Live Tampa for us, and I'll keep a lookout for you from California if that's where you end up.
Will
my
do.
friend.
Thank you.
Thank you. My first live interview on Stream Live Tampa, right there from Marlins Park, LoanDepot Field. Justin Gottlieb, IMG Academy post-grad, hoping to continue his playing career in California. Mackie Rowland now, facing J. John No. And earlier, we were curious about the center fielder. It was Ben Zink that calmly ran back to about 398 and hauled in the deep fly ball from Rapini. Thank you very much, Mr. Zink.
Thank you, Samuel Zink, for that, of course.
That
There's a ball hit deep to
dotted.
left. Off the Goya sign
Goya!
from Mackie Rowland.
A stand-up double with one out.
That was actually not, you were saying it was your first live interview for Stream Live Tampa. That's the first time we interviewed a player in game. We've done post-game interviews in the past for high school games.
That's
And
fantastic.
He came over and he asked us. We're like, sure.
Absolutely.
So that was tonight's starting pitcher, Justin Gottlieb, for the Green Machine. So Hunter Condon, that I incorrectly put in the lineup earlier from Ada, Oklahoma. We can confirm that. I believe that is the home of either Mickey Mantle or Johnny Bench in the Sooner State.
Ada High School, 5'8", 180 for Hunter Condon. The runner on second and one out. As we are rolling along, you got to love Justin Gottlieb, who came over to request an interview.
I think he was coaching first.
I said, come on.
And when he took my headset, I said, you want me to coach first? I'll go do it.
2 balls and a strike now to Hunter Condon from No, which I believe this should be his last inning.
Should be, yeah. Here in the 6th.
Swings over the breaking ball. 2-2. No has a little curve And his windup kind of hides the ball, and then it shoots out like a pitching machine.
And you're welcome, Carol Zink, for the follow-up from us. We appreciate you guys chiming in on Facebook.
All the help we can get.
We welcome anybody that's watching.
Just let us know.
Comments, thank yous, anything. If you're
changing every inning, you guys help us out.
We're not afraid to be wrong. We're doing the best we can, but no numbers on the jersey this week for the players.
I'm wrong a lot. Just ask my girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Eric Robertson. AYRIC.
Yeah, Eric was up earlier. He's from Next Level Academy in Meridian, Idaho. He was up when we had Roger Gonzalez on, and Roger and I both got lost in the conversation. Didn't get a chance to mention Eric's name.
So here he is, all 6'4" and 215 pounds of him. Two balls and no strikes. Hitter's count for Mr. Robinson. Good swing on that one, but fouled straight back. Four runs, 6 hits for the Yellow Submarine. 1 run and 2 hits for the Green Machine. Fastball in there for 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes and 2 outs. The runner at second for the Green Machine, trying to carve into a 4-1 deficit. Loses the curveball up high. So it'll be full now. 3 balls, 2 strikes for Eric Robinson. Next Level Academy. Fastball gets by him right there for the 3rd out of the inning. So no finishes up strong. We'll be right back after this from Stream Live Tampa. You know which ones they are? I'm going to turn it off. Mikey Paris back for Stream Live Tampa. And let me tell you, Jim Delaney, the amount of talent in this building right now is very impressive. And the baseball players aren't bad either.
Yeah.
Mikey Paris coming in hot from the break. Still 4-1. The Yellow Submarines lead the Green Machine here in the top of the 7th.
It's Wesley Parker will lead it off for the Yellow Submarines. New pitcher of record right now, Shane Lanier.
Shane Lanier to the hill.
From Plymouth, North Carolina, Bear Grass Charter High School.
Jerica Ogle rooting Shane Lanier on from Facebook. Thank you very much,
So
Jerica.
As the format has been for the pitchers, Shane will most likely go the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings. As we are now officially halfway through a 12-inning game.
Our Korean
Just under 2 hours.
Korean contingent has found the pizza, Jim Delaney,
Yes.
and it is disappearing quickly.
Quickly.
But they do not know we have one hidden, like most broadcasters will do. They know where the free food is and know when to get it. Fastball by Lanier cannot be caught up to by Wesley Parker. Peters Township High School, 6'4", 225 for Mr. Parker. Right-hander Lanier misses outside, which will load the count 3-2. Lanier loses them, so it'll be a leadoff walk. Parker strolls down to first. And that will bring to the plate Kason Sandry. Our Lady of Lourdes Regional High School, Pennsylvania, for the Yellow Submarines, who after the 2nd inning have been goose-egged for the last 4. That misses low.
This is where we get into the PA part of the lineup, 3 in a row. This is the second batter from Parker to Sandry.
The Pennsylvania triumvirate.
Yeah, the last Parker that played in Pennsylvania, Dave Parker, the Cobra for the Pirates.
We saw Elijah Underhill with the throw from center field. You always remember the Dave Parker throw in the All-Star game.
1979.
From deep right field.
Played at the old Kingdom in Seattle.
That ball was just...
And he threw out, I believe, Brian Downing.
Oh,
former catcher with glasses for the Angels.
That's got to be right. It has to be.
I believe Gary Carter was the...
Coach
First base coach.
Letting us know that he just did a squat, and he's very proud that he got straight up. I know the feeling. We're doing 8 hours of baseball today, folks. That's why me and Jim are
That's it. We just
taking a break.
We just went from Dave Parker gunning out Brian Downing in 1979 All-Star game to Coach Vizzoso saying, I just got up from the squat here at first.
We're very
I don't blame
proud.
him. Yeah, it's long days out here. But it's good baseball. It's a lot of talented athletes. And again, there's everybody that we've talked to, even if it's just in passing, very polite young men, very respectful.
Ball skied to left field, but it is going to reach the seats for a foul ball, which will remain 3-2 for Sandry as Lanier finds himself in a battle with Kason Sandry. Here's the 3-2 again from Lanier. Misses upstairs, and Sandry lays off, which will put 2 on with nobody out.
Back-to-back walks to start the 7th here. And dangerous hitter coming up.
Here is Repepe again. 5'11", 220.
From McMurray, Pennsylvania.
Peters Township Peters Township High School. And we saw Mr. Repepe hit some balls Major League style earlier in the home run hitting contest. Lanier misses upstairs. 2-0 now. Hitters count. And we may see Drew Repepe swing out of his shoes right here if this ball is near the plate. It's not named the Power Showcase for nothing, folks. Here's the pitch. And he's drilled in the back. That is one way to keep a ball in a ballpark, but I'm sure Lanier did not want to do it that way. So Repepe down to first. It'll load the bases with nobody out. 2 walks and a hit by pitch. And Lanier finds himself in extremely hot water. That'll bring up a Korean lefty.
Jaewon Kim.
Jaewon Kim with the bases loaded and nobody out. And the Green Machine will play for 2 in the middle. And first and third, even with the bags. Lanier now, there's a ground ball, gets past the pitcher. It's going to be trouble.
Nobody
Nowhere
covering first.
No one at first base. Lanier did not get over, so that'll be an infield hit. And keep the bases loaded. They'll move station to station. And the bases loaded again. Still with nobody out.
Carlos Martinez.
From New Jersey.
From Newark.
6'3", 200 from the Hotchkiss School.
The Hotchkiss.
Good fastball there from Lanier. As we've seen more than one pitcher in this tournament come in their first inning and be a little shaky and then settle in nicely. So let's see if Lanier can do that here to keep this close. Off-speed pitch, misses just inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Carlos Martinez. So base hit here could break this open a little bit. Fastball for strike 3 on the outside corner. Martinez did not enjoy the call, but he is out nonetheless for the first out. Lanier now could get out of trouble with a double play ball.
And here's our man, Elijah Underhill.
Put it on the Underhill's bill from one of my favorite movies of all time, Fletch. First pitch upstairs.
Moon River.
The movie is just a quotable machine.
There's just some that we just can't say right now.
Good pitch right there from Lanier at the knees.
He's a funny young kid because when we told him, hey, we're going to reference your last name just from an 80s movie, he kept asking, did you do it? Did you do it?
Guarantee that he will YouTube the movie and watch it just to
and probably
out.
Go, wow.
Right.
What's wrong with those guys?
Comedy from back then is a little different than today.
Oh, yeah. It's quick and they say anything.
Popped up down the right field line. That could be trouble if it stays fair.
Great effort by the first baseman. Oh, and I think he got called off, which is probably the proper move. That was first baseman was moving down the foul line.
But the ball falls harmlessly between the 3 of them, which will allow Underhill another opportunity at a 1-2 pitch. The second baseman, first baseman, and right fielder all made a long run to the ball. Just came up short.
So Underhill gets another chance here with 1-2. 1 out, and the delivery from Lanier is high and outside. Count goes to 2-2.
Foul directly back to keep the count at 2-2. Lanier and Underhill in a battle. Strike 3 for Lanier on the outside corner again. As I said, he is now settling in nicely, trying to get out of the mess that he got himself into with 2 walks and a hit by pitch. That's back-to-back strikeouts.
And of course, look who's up, Mighty Mouse.
Our man, Mighty Mouse.
Seems like he's been up at the plate as much as Joe West seems like does every MLB game
Absolutely.
on TV.
Joe West, young man. I think he finally retired, correct?
He did, yeah. This was his last year. Met him one time on Yawkey Way outside of Fenway Park.
Lanier again, living on the outside corners now to right-handers or left-handers, which means he is dialing in his command. 1-1 to Mighty Mouse. That one stays up. .53, 160 for Mighty Mouse from Korea. There's a ball in the infield. That should get Lanier out of this. The first baseman makes the call and does make the play. So after a shaky start, Shane Lanier comes back strong and gets out of the inning with minimal damage. Going into the bottom of the 7th now. Mikey Pear is going to take a 7th inning stretch. We'll be right back after this.
Back here on Stream Live Tampa as we go into the bottom of the 7th. New pitcher in for the Yellow Submarines, as we is so aptly named, as Min Joon Kim. Coming up for the Green Machine is Will Elrod. In a 5-1 ball game as we're moving right along here. And we've got the founder of the Power Showcase, Brian Domenico, on with us here for this bottom of the 7th inning. Brian, thanks for having us, first of all, not only here in Miami, but in Tampa back in August. And thanks for coming on here in the bottom of the 7th here. You run a fantastic event with kids from all over the world.
Yeah, no, Jim, thanks a lot. With Javier. Okay, sorry. I'm just trying to work my way around this, everybody.
You're good.
Yeah, when I had Javier come over to, Tropicana, he did such an incredible job, and everybody did such a great job that I said, I need his professionalism and everybody's professionalism to come and be at the bigger world event here in Miami, and it's a mixture of the games and the home run derby and the scout day and the dinner, and Javier's been unbelievable every day, and you guys as well.
Yeah, as we've said so many times on all of our live streams up in the Tampa area and with the games this week, is everything that you see and hear is at the fingertips of the puppet master that we like to call him, Javier Nunez.
Yeah.
Everything with his technical direction with 6 camera angles and the microphones that we have set up. And as we grow Stream Live Tampa, we get a little bit bigger. We have a little bit more production value, and we appreciate the kind words and the faith in what we provide here. As the throw down, we'll get the runner trying to steal second.
Good. Yeah.
So first out there here in the 7th, after Elrod was hit by a pitch, got on, tried to steal second, and leaves Jay Murdoch up at the plate from Georgia.
Is that Hernandez from Venezuela who just?
I believe so.
Yeah, he's got a 185 pop time. I mean, he's got
Amazing.
major league pop time right there. That's incredible.
Yeah, there's been a lot of live arms out here, not only from the outfield. We saw Underhill gun somebody out from center field, but the pitching's been fantastic so far, and it's been nice to see the international flair with the Korean pitchers and what they bring to the game. We've seen it at the major league level, but you see it with the younger kids and how well they're trained with their delay and everything and their motion and stuff. So it's good for the kids from the United States to see that.
Listen, as we all know, baseball is a world game, and anytime you can see a different philosophy, different countries, it adds to your overall baseball DNA. And again, just to revert back to you guys, doing the live stream, I'm thrilled for all the families back home. There's a lot of families that had to stay back for the Thanksgiving holidays, and parents and grandparents get a chance to now kind of feel like they're not missing out on very much.
Correct. Yeah, and all these games go on our YouTube channel. They're recorded as we show them live, and they're always there to be viewed on our YouTube channel, which you can subscribe to for free at Stream Live Tampa. And you guys have been very generous in putting all of our information up on the big screens, as well as all of your other sponsors that you've had. And we got to meet Roger Gonzalez down there from Reps with Raj and his baseball bus. We had him on a few innings ago. How did you get started in this, Brian?
Well, I think I was sick of washing cars as a fundraiser for my high school baseball team, and it's as clear as if it was yesterday. We were at a Kmart garden center. We had the hoses connected, and there's always, with every program, there's 3 or 4 really cool dads that are into it that'll help, and when you're washing the cars, you have half of the kids washing cars, and they're doing a terrible job, and the other half of the kids are on street corners with the signs being goofy, and we made about $450, and by the end of the day, I was cold, and I said, this is awful. And I'll never forget, I threw the sponge down into the bucket, and the suds came up and went in my right eye, and I said, that's the last car wash I'm ever going to do. So I said, I'm going to do a home run derby, and I remember calling around, and a couple of the more prominent fly ball here at straight up, the catcher made a nice catch. And a couple of the more prominent coaches said, I don't think my kids are going to want to do a county home run derby. And I said, county? I'm going to do a South Florida home run derby champion, a little sexier. And so I called every high school from Jupiter, Florida, all the way to Key West. And we had 68 players from 39 different high schools. Every major league team showed up.
Wow.
And, the rest is history. Several of those guys that attended that event played in the big leagues.
No kidding.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the home run derbies for all the age groups here are a lot of fun to watch. Watch kids. You had preliminary rounds over the weekend, and they had the finals today in between the 2 games that we've shown on Stream Live Tampa here on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. So it doesn't surprise me that it's how all of this was spawned, and then you kind of grown it into being at MLB stadiums.
I really earned it, to be honest with you. We went from South Florida to Pat McQuaid at Nova High School, where his team was the 5A, not only state champion in Florida, but ironically that year they were the national champions as well. And then he hosted and used it as a fundraiser for his high school team, because that was part of the blueprint and model. What we were going to try to do was try to find a recent state champion in each of the 50 United States and have them do it. And, we collected, $10 through the gate, and that was for the parents. We would bring all the local Little League teams in because they would want to eat hot dogs and hamburgers, and the parents would want to watch them shag in the outfield. And so it went from a South Florida competition to the state of Florida. Then I did it in 4 states, did 15 different states. And then we flew all the winners down to South Florida to a baseball school called the Bucky Dent Baseball School. They had a replica green monster in left field. And we got rained on, and the event wasn't over till 3 o'clock in the morning. And then the next year I did it in Tropicana Field. And we had one player from each of the 50 United States, and Baseball America covered it, USA Today. And it was awesome. But the talent pool was a little thin. Now I'm going to get to the good stuff. So in 2009, Bryce Harper was part of the Power Showcase, and that was the event, and that was the moment with that 502-foot home run that really put the Power Showcase and brought it into homes around the world. And Harper, 3 months later, graced the cover of Sports Illustrated.
That's it.
And everybody in life needs a break, man, and that was my break.
Sure.
And
Good
I'm
for you.
unbelievably humbled that all took place.
Yeah, exactly. And then how we got connected with Stream Live Tampa and Power Showcase was one of the 12U coaches, Billy Colon. I've known from the high school coaching ranks and recruiting circles up outside of Tampa, and he's been a part of Power Showcase as being one of the coaches that you've had be a part of this event for a couple years now. And he was like, hey, I think you guys need to get connected and do that. So that's how you and I got connected over the summer. We got Kavi connected, make sure we could get everything into an MLB stadium because we hadn't done that yet. And now it leads us down here into Miami. And it's been great. All the hospitality you've given us, we're gracious, and it's a lot of fun. And we've said a couple of times, we've talked to a lot of these kids just in passing, maybe walking by them in the locker room, back in underneath the tunnel and stuff, or just on the field. And they're the most polite kids, and they're asking about this stuff, and how do I see this? What am I doing here? Did you talk about this? And they're having a really good time with it. Especially this young man right here wanted to just hop on after he pitched. So he hopped on last inning for a half an inning, and Mikey talked to him for a little bit. So it's been a lot of fun. What are the plans for 2022? Is that something you can disclose a little bit, or just what you're kind of thinking, or things like that?
Yeah, no, absolutely. With the Pro Series, for the first time in amateur baseball history, we had a tournament held in a major league stadium for kids at that age, and that was 13-year-olds. Now the Pro Series, the second annual Pro Series, is going to be here in Miami, and we had the top teams in the country, and it looks like a team from Mexico, a team from Canada, South Korea. This is really going to continue to evolve and go. I don't know about the location for the 15th annual World event. I like Miami. I know a lot of people want to go back to the Texas Rangers, brand new $1 billion stadium, which is fantastic.
Sure.
But everything comes down to dollars and cents, and
of course,
that's a $1 billion stadium, and that comes with a $1 billion price tag too.
Yeah.
People don't understand the logistics and the financial commitment that it takes to pull off something of this magnitude. So.
Yeah, and everybody's been pleased with it, from coaches. Talked to a few parents just through social media outlets, and they all seem pretty thrilled with it. But yeah, I sit back and watch going, man, the logistics just to get all of this stuff planned and what you're doing here and how to make it work, from having enough balls for home run derby and doing this, having the uniforms for everybody, things that people don't take into consideration. So there's definitely an itinerary of staying within your budget and things like that. In bottom of the seventh, we've had Brian Domenico, the founder of Power Showcase, give us a lot of insight on the inception of Power Showcase, how it got started, where it's at right now, a couple ideas for 2022. Wanting to keep it here in Miami. Very international city here in the States is Miami.
I'm back. I had to make an executive decision there.
Listen, we were talking about logistics and stuff and everything under the sun, and all of a sudden you spotted something where you had to answer a question and make a decision.
Well, like Ben Zink, he's one of the top power hitters out of Ohio. And, what I do is a lot of different ways how I find these players, and there's a lot of great organizations like I'll use Max Preps for example.
Sure.
Max Preps will have national, home run leaders, state leaders, and once I find a good player, then I'll go to different databases like Prep Baseball Report, Perfect Game, then I like to look at the players' videos and see what their exit velocity is, what kind of competition, does a kid do well in school, then I call their high school coach. There's a lot that goes into the selection process, and there's so many baseball players. And, so it's exciting. And like Lancrone, the guy who's, I think he's on, he might have even scored by now. He's on second base. He's another star football player. Caden, the young man from Washington.
With Sipka,
Yeah. His team was ranked 5th in the state, I believe, and they just got knocked out in the playoffs, so it worked conveniently for him to be able to get here. So, I got to thank the families, too. This is, it's flights to Miami, hotels. It's not free,
No.
So I think everybody understands the magnitude of being in a major league stadium and jumping into that time warp and whetting their kids' palate for greatness and infusing them with motivation and letting them see bigger, better athletes. And sometimes you don't need to keep telling a kid he needs to do something. He needs to see it for himself and go, okay, now I know why I need to do the things I need to do on and off the field. So
yeah, I always say in formats like this, or just any simple college camps or showcase camps that you see at local levels, or if you're just within the state that you live in, I always tell kids, just see where you stack up. See where you are in your own age group. And this is a little bit higher level than that, but you're right. They need to see better players. They need to see better pitching, different styles of play. And we were commenting earlier, there was a shortstop from Belize throwing to the first baseman from West Virginia. Only baseball does that.
yes.
Right?
Yes.
The game of baseball is worldwide. It's the same stuff in between the lines, 90 feet base to base, 60 feet 6 inches right there from the bump to the dish. And it's how you play the game and how you know the game just as much too.
Well, listen, baseball bridges the international gap. And the evidence is here with Stephen Kill, the guy that brings all these players in from South Korea. And over the years, we've had all of the federations in Europe, from Germany, the Czech Republic, the Netherlands, France. When they have the right talent as far as power hitters, they'll communicate with me, and we get them here. And this year, they're just two legit pro arms, and they threw in the World Classic game early in the morning, and it was a young man. The last name was DeGraw, and another guy named Dorian Lippins, and both in the low 90s. Really good pitchability. And it's thrilling for me to be able to be a vehicle and a catalyst for those guys so far away to be here in the States. And again, just again, not to use the same frame, but whet their palates for greatness. I mean, to be in the big leagues and do something like this is irreplaceable. It's phenomenal.
No, absolutely. Yeah, we were commenting two Dutch pitchers in the hotel we were staying at. There was a gentleman that was from the Netherlands. I have no idea if he was here for this at all. He didn't really say anything. We never talked about it. But we heard him speaking Dutch at breakfast the other morning. Then we come out here and see two pitchers from the Netherlands. But yeah, that international flavor is irreplaceable here.
Well, this pitcher right here, Lanier, I had a pitcher drop out who was a football player and broke his collarbone. And his father, his father's Don Lanier, and he put a video of his son, and I'm watching him throw, and it's free and easy, and late movement, and so I reached out to his father, and his father did his due diligence too. He knew a couple of people that have come to the event in the past, and we had a couple of great conversations, and we facilitated this, and his kid just struck out a batter on the mound. It's like the kids and parents need to know you never know who's watching. That's why you can't be negative on social media. And a lot of times people will hide behind an anonymous name and a keypad, and that's just, I don't live my life like that, so it kind of disgusts me. But I think that when people are positive and they can create good vibes for their son, I mean there are people out there looking to provide opportunity, and here it is right here. I mean I'm really enjoying watching him pitch. Look how fluid he is. It's so easy.
And now he's getting to face a batter from Korea,
Yeah.
from South Korea, and Dong Jun Shin, who put on a display in the home run derby earlier. He just kept that wooden bat. Yeah, it's amazing how opportunities come about. You never know. You like you said, you never know who's watching, especially on social media, or who's at a ball field, what you're doing in between. innings, walking off the field, talking. There's a good piece of hitting right there. See if it drops in. It does for a base hit for Shin. Yeah, so that's interesting knowing a little bit more about how the players were selected or found and stuff. A lot of showcases out there don't do that. Brian, you know as well as I do and anybody else. A lot just say, hey, you're going to be on this site. We'll put this stat up there and you're going to be there. You're a student of the game and been a part of the game for a long time and know what you're looking for. You want to have the right product so that this keeps growing.
I think every organization from Perfect Game to PBR. I mean, they all have a formula that attracts people, and whether it's the rankings or there's a new tournament, a new showcase and they call it some all-American game or something too. Because parents are jockeying for position. They want their kids. They're all over social media. And, there's a lot of kids out there, and a lot of kids get overlooked. There's a lot of politics in baseball. There's a lot of marquee travel teams. But there's so many hardworking, purely great families with great talented players. And like I said, I would say 85% of the kids that are here I found and I personally invited. There's probably 50% returners that come back just because, who doesn't want to do something like this?
Sure.
And then a lot of my coaches are all in the game. You know what I mean? A lot of them are school teachers. They are just got done playing professional baseball, and they work with players and kids that they think that this would benefit. So I bring them on staff to come and coach and bring their families and the right kids in. And, it's the perfect recipe, I think, for a successful event.
Yeah, you're right. And you were talking about the coaches, whether they're assistant coaches, head coaches, being part of the game in some way, shape, or form. And the one phrase that I heard common was player development, that they were still in player development. And that's something that parents and even coaches out there at the youth high school level need to understand, that development really never ends. It just depends on what level you're at. You're always trying to get better, and nobody's a finished product, not even these guys. Right now, yeah, they're some of the best in this event and in the country, and how you found them and for Power Showcase, but they're always trying to get better. And they hear guys say, coaches, Coach Stowe's over here is from Australia, he lives here locally, but he's been talking about being in player development. Kendrick Perkins over there for the green team mentioned the same thing about player development. You're always looking to get better.
Well, and it's also about networking here too. I think, with Craig Stoves has been an international scout for 20 years with 3 different organizations, and you have the other coaches, Alejandro Machado, who played with the Boston Red Sox. He played with 8 different organizations, and Miguel Cuello, who's the coach of the other team, who's been in the state of Florida, Coach of the Year 8 times and won 2 back-to-back state titles. So it's all about networking too, because these kids, now they have a new outlet. The parents are now, every parent should be increasing their Rolodex, because they don't know who my coaches know who can get their kid into college if some college commits him. So again, it's that's why you don't say negative things on social media. Because you never know who's reading, who's watching, and who's standing behind you.
And you never want to big league a coach thinking, hey, you always hear about that D1 or bust mentality, but.
Well, listen, let me just quickly, interrupt if I can.
Sure.
I think parents, they need to start looking where the kids are needed, not where their kids wanted. There's a whole difference. If I went to college and I had to wait a whole year, I would get myself in trouble. I mean, I'd be bored. I would jump and go to a different school. So everyone has dreams and aspirations of major D1 schools, and I'm like, listen, you want to go where you're part of a program right away and you have value, and yeah.
It's where you're needed. Division level doesn't matter. When you get your college degree, it doesn't say Division 1, 2, 3 NAIA on there. A sport can end at any moment. You want to go, if you do get hurt, hey, is this a place that I want to be at? There's all kinds of different variables to it. You never really want to just jump the gun and pick something quickly. You do want to do your homework and research. It's not easy, though, because social media can muddy the waters pretty quickly if you allow it to.
Well, I think the parents need to get more than one person in their camp, and they need to be with somebody who's really realistic. And here's what I tell parents to do that, they have their kids dreaming about going to the University of Miami or, Florida State or whatever the case may be. You need to sit with your son and get on that website. Take a look at that roster. Take a look. Let's say your son's a shortstop. Okay, let's take a look at the kid who's a starting shortstop at the University of Miami. How big is he? Where did he go to high school? Was he an all-state player? Was he ranked with perfect game? What's his arm velocity? What's his 60 time? You know, you got to understand. You know, not everybody is like that. And you know, parents need to go again. Like you brought up a good point. It's about the education that you're going to get. And you want your son to have value because we're always developing. We want to be wanted. We want to be nurtured. We want to be around coaches that believe in us. And then I'll jump off here in a second. I'll let Mikey back on. But you know, I think a lot of times, you know, parents when they're going through the courting process with these college coaches, the college coaches are a completely different person. Absolutely. I mean, they're selling their program, but once the kid gets on that program, their personalities change a little bit, and now the kids have to grow up real quick. So a lot of times kids don't understand the switch on that because they've been coddled most of their high school career, and now things change pretty quick, and they get homesick and they butt heads, and then they end up going somewhere else.
Yeah, always trying to find a place. How am I getting on the field? How am I getting better in this program? Am I willing to wait a couple years and just get better and be a part of this program before I start actually playing and stuff? Yeah. There's a lot of factors, and that's why you really want to be realistic as you're growing up.
Well, like Aiden Coffey. Aiden Coffey's a big-time pro prospect. The body, he can run. Last year, put on an incredible display in Texas, and just couldn't quite get the groove going last night. And but again, he's got a bright future, and I'm truly excited to see what happens in the upcoming draft.
Yeah, it's fun. We were talking last night and earlier today in between the games about, hey, keep an eye on these rosters and see where these kids go in the next year, 2, 3, 5 years, and how their careers develop.
I mean, you look at Blaze Jordan, Tristan Casas. A lot of these guys that
pitch right there.
Yeah, great, nice breaking ball.
And going to Coastal Carolina.
Well, they're getting a good one, that's for sure.
Right there in Myrtle Beach.
Well, Jim, I'm glad you had me on.
No, absolutely, Brian. Yeah, we'll segue out of here. You gave us a ton of information. Again, we can't thank you enough for the hospitality you've provided for us down here in Miami, both here on site and off site. It's been quite an experience. We got one more day tomorrow, 2 more games with a couple of the younger age groups.
Now listen, tomorrow it's not going to get any more pure than tomorrow. You got the 12-year-olds,
no doubt,
and the 13-year-olds, and you want to talk about kids really living the dream.
Yeah, that's what Billy and I were talking about. He likes that 12-year age group. So,
and listen to all the parents home. I know you guys really would rather have us be talking about specifically what your kids are doing during the at bats and all that stuff. So I do apologize, but I did want to jump on and thanks to everybody.
We appreciate it. Yeah, Brian, thank you so much, sir. Yeah, absolutely.
You got it.
That was Brian Domenico from Power Showcase, and we pretty much got A to Z how the idea came about for Brian Domenico to get something like this started with a kind of a county-wide down here in South Florida home run derby for high school baseball players back in the day, over 15 years ago, and where it has grown to. We're here at LoanDepot Park, home of the Miami Marlins, and Thanksgiving week, watching future pro prospects, a lot of college commitments in this particular game since they're seniors. Some of them actually could have signed as early as earlier in November for early signing period for college baseball and many other sports. And then the international flair on top of it. Korea, Panama, the Netherlands, Venezuela, Brazil.
Don't forget our Russian.
Yes. Belize. We had a Russian yesterday. Wally.
USSR right on
it
the
shirt.
It
said USSR on the back. We all kind of raised our eyebrows like, okay. Big smile when we started talking to him. Again, Brian mentioned it, having fun. Kids are having fun out here. These are the oldest age group. You got to always have fun. Yeah, they're a little more competitive, a little bit more hard on themselves if they strike out, or if there was a walk that we saw. Young man Lanier didn't want to give up a walk, kind of kicked his foot a little bit, but nothing bad. That's just having a competitive streak in you. And like before Brian Signed off here with Streamline Tampa. He said there's no pure games in tomorrow. 12U games and then the 13U game. The 12U game in the morning, I believe it's at 8:30, and then the 13U game right after at 1 p.m. will be our last 2 games this week on Stream Live Tampa. Mikey Paris and myself, Jim Delaney, with Javier Nunez, Yaziel Nunez,
Yo.
It's been a family effort here, plus myself and Mikey.
Absolutely. The Stream Live Tampa family.
Did get a good picture earlier, Mikey. I was sitting in the dugout here eating lunch. We had a little bit of a break, and I saw Javier Nunez going through some cameras just outside the dugout here on the first base side, and his son Yaziel Nunez, that we call Yo-Yo. A lot of people call Yo-Yo, a current St. Leo Lion baseball player, going over some technology, some equipment stuff, and in the background was the Stream Live Tampa logo up on the Jumbotron. So I got a good picture of father and son doing some Stream Live Tampa work with the logo at an MLB stadium behind them. It was kind of a cool picture that I sent to Nancy. Wasn't the clearest thing, but you could see
Daniel Barbero
boys
goes
working.
down looking for the second out of the inning. Keep going there, Jim.
That's okay. So yeah, where this is at right now, and again, we're the second MLB stadium that Stream Live Tampa's been a part of the Power Showcase, thanks to Brian Domenico. And again, Billy Colomb for getting us connected with him. We'll see Billy tomorrow. He's one of the coaches of the 12U team. 12U teams, exactly. So right here we got 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. A little bit lower scoring game than the other ones, 6-3. It's Min-Jun Kim, third pitcher for the Yellow Submarines, is in. Inning number 2 for him, I believe.
And you'll be able to go to Stream Live Tampa and watch the game at your leisure later tonight. Just make sure all the kids know. Ball skied to right field, coming in and making the play. The right fielder for the 3rd out. As we will head to the top of the 9th. 6-3. We'll be right back after this.
Stream Live Tampa.
Back here, Stream Live Tampa at the Power Showcase from Miami, Florida, LoanDepot Park. Shane Lanier back to the hill for his 3rd inning of work. Settled in nicely after a rough start. Here's Jose Fernandez out of Scotland campus, Venezuela, 6'2", 200. Shane Lanier, the right-hander, looks in. It's a ground ball to the shortstop, backhanded nicely, comes up and makes a high throw, but the first baseman able to pull it down and make the tag. Fine job by the Iowan at first base. Just a tad offline by the shortstop, but reeled in and make the tag. So one out now. Jong Hoon Kim to the plate. Nice curveball to get out ahead in the count by Lanier. The windup for the 0-1. It's tapped slowly to the mound. Fields barehanded, steps and throws like you're supposed to, and makes the second out at first base. Lanier having a low pitch count inning right here in his final frame. Adonis Bernal now from Panama. Lanier has found his release point, fires in the fastball, fouled off for the first pitch. 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Fastball in the outside corner. Could not be caught up to by Bernal. Shane Lanier has a large contingent of fans on Facebook. We thank you guys all for watching and chiming in. The 0-2 missed outside. Jessica Armstrong, Kathy Price, Kim Godwin. Good information from Dean Vetter on what would have been the next hitter, Shane Zink, but he will not get to the plate this inning. But I will keep that ready for the next inning right now. Shane Lanier finishes up strong in his third inning on the mound. For Stream Live Tampa, this is Mikey Paris. We'll be right back after this. Minjun Kim back to the mound for the Yellow Submarines, and Mr. Zink back to the plate, who will be going to, there it is right there, Wright Star University in Dayton, Ohio. Thank you, Dean Vetter. Ben Zink, 6'1", 205, Northmont, Ohio. Jim Delaney's favorite player. Wright Star University, unless it's Wright State. Well, we all have typos on these little. There's a ball tapped to the second baseman. Zink hustling, and he will get in there as the ball gets under the glove of the second baseman. So on by errors, Ben Zink. So he's on with nobody out in a 6-3 ball game for Brody Williams from Barbers Hill High School in Texas. Lefty on lefty action now. as Zink gets his lead. Ball fouled directly to the left field stands. Wright State is correct. Thank you guys very much. I was almost sure that's what it was, but there's more universities out there than I know about, so I was thinking maybe there's another. But that's awesome. Wright State University for Ben Zink.
And I apologize, Mikey, not being on there. I was getting my phone off the charger, and I heard you talk about Wright something, but I was down
That's all
actually on the
good.
field.
I figured it was Wright State, but I wasn't 100% sure.
Yeah, he's from.
Staying home in state.
Yeah, he's not going far.
College ball.
He's not going far. Wright State is not far from Northmont, in that southwest part of the great state of Ohio.
Still gets to get the home cooking. Staying close to home. When I think back to things I ate in college, that's a good thing.
Oh boy.
Hamburger helper was a staple at Florida State in my day. Me and Dave Reedus basically had one for each day of the week. Came in a 7-pack. Ball misses upstairs. 3-1 now. To Brody Williams.
Love it. I love it.
Had a young man ask me if I went to broadcasting school. I said I went to the Bartender School of Broadcasting. 20 years behind a bar. And then ran into this on a pure whim.
Pure whim. We were at the Yankee Complex back in the spring.
Needed an extra voice.
Doing JUCO baseball. Just needed an extra body. Just to make the production a little happier. So Mike, just hop on the mic. Just hop on the mic with me. And then it's worked out because there's been times where I couldn't do it. Mikey was available. But then when we're both available, we both go back and forth. Talk about a lot of sports trivia, pop culture, things like that. Keep it fun. Keep it loose.
Brody Williams goes down on a curveball in the outside corner from Kim. Very nicely done. That'll bring up Jordan Landcrone from Clement Christian School, Indiana. 6'2", 180. Had 5 glorious years at Florida State where I majored in life experience and minored in fiscal irresponsibility.
Well, there you go.
So I implore any of these young kids that are listening, stop and think when you're in college, whether baseball works out or not. Think about what you may want to do and go to class. Always have that as the catcher takes one off the hand. Because if you find something that you love to do, it's a lot easier to go to class for that. And the main thing in life is to be comfortable. Find your comfortable spot and live it. But it took me till I'm 52 now and making a couple nickels watching baseball and calling it on the interweb for Stream Live Tampa from a Major League Baseball park in my birthday week of my 53rd year. So good things can happen at any time.
As one of the athletic trainers, I was talking to this young man before this game. There was one that worked the morning shift from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. He came here at 3. He'll be here till the end, 11 p.m. That's the first time he's had to go on the field.
I saw him wrapping Shun up earlier with the ice bags on the elbow and the shoulder, and I was curious if he was here for everybody.
Yep.
All right.
Yes, he is.
Good to know.
All right.
I'm going to have him look at my knee, stiffening up from
Being
8 hours of baseball
being
today.
involved in high school sports up at home outside of Tampa, I'm very happy to see that there are athletic trainers per school in our county up in Tampa. So I always like to pick the brains of athletic trainers, and then being a coach when, of travel sports, travel softball and stuff, you don't have that out there. So you want to kind of at least be dangerously knowledgeable on some things to keep an eye out for with athletes.
Sure.
A nice attempt at the swipe tag there.
By the Panamanian.
Yes. And this week's college football playoff rankings are out, Mikey.
Fill me in. as Caden Watipka comes to the plate. Who's the top four? Jim Delaney.
The Georgia Bulldogs stay at number 1 with an 11-0 record. Moving up 2 spots, the Ohio State Buckeyes, after their win over Michigan State this week, and they have the game this week up in Ann Arbor. Number 3 is Alabama, and number 4, the non-Power 5 Cincinnati Bearcats. And the two right now next to looking are that team up north and Notre Dame.
Oh boy, Notre Dame seems to find a way.
They're sniffing around the chicken coop. They only got one more game left.
And they will absolutely get rolled.
Yeah.
There's a base hit right there by Watipka. That'll play to run.
Oh!
Sniper! But he's going to get back. But he will get back to the bag at first. Lost his footing there.
First base umpire is giggling a little bit with him. He was moving hard, too. He was going to try to
He was going to take that extra bag. And it's 6-4 now, so why not try to get in scoring position with 2 outs? But he put the brakes on just in time. That'll bring Aaron Forbes to the plate with a chance to tie it, Jim Delaney.
Yes.
The tying run to the plate for the Green Machine. Good swing on a fastball there, but fouled it straight back.
Aaron Forbes.
University High School, West Virginia, 6'6", 215. Facing Min Jun Kim, 6 foot 210 on the mound.
West Virginia versus South Korea, only on Stream Live Tampa.
Absolutely. I believe it's 1-1 now. 1-2 now for Forbes. Kim tries to slide that curveball in. It stays upstairs. Here's the pitch to Forbes. Swing and a miss for the third out, and that is going to do it for Streamlive Tampa. We'll be right back after this. Mighty Mouse to the plate to face Hyun Jae Tak, 6'3", 210 from Korea. And Mighty Mouse Ho, also from Korea. So whichever way this goes, they'll be able to talk smack to each other and know exactly what they're saying.
And we won't.
And we'll have no clue. 2-0 to Mighty Mouse. Ball misses up 3-0. Again, you'll see, just like Mr. Lanier a little bit earlier, when the pitchers first come out, they got to try to get comfortable. So we've seen a few walks and hit by pitches early on in the 3 innings that these pitchers throw. And there's a walk right there, as if on cue. But just as Shane Lanier did, after a few batters, the pitchers seem to find their spot. And then they've got some work done. So we'll see how Mr. Talk fares with his second batter here, Elijah Underhill from Kentucky, who threw a runner out at the plate earlier on an absolute laser beam throw. Perfect skip off the turf as the runner was around third before the ball even got in his hand, and made the throw and a swipe tag at the plate to cut down a runner, which now, looking at a 6-4 score, be a big run. Throw over, just back in. Mighty Mouse now maybe take another half step and step in a dive to get back in, as he stood up that time. To the plates, Talk catches the outside corner with a fastball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from Talk. Misses outside, 2-2.
As we approach the 10 o'clock hour here on the East Coast, Mikey.
Which will put us 1 hour away from wrapping up our second night here in Miami. 2 more games tomorrow, 8:30 and 1 o'clock, I believe.
Yes, sir. Back to back.
We'll do 8 straight hours of baseball and then drive 4 hours back home to Tampa. Should make for a lovely day.
Yes, sir. 12U in the morning, 13U in the afternoon.
Listen, I can't wait to wake up early.
Oh!
Mighty Mouse
Caught
takes
the
one off
mouse.
the hand. He shakes it off literally and then moves into second base. We'll get here about 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, but we'll be wide awake, bright-eyed, and bushy-tailed, ready to call 2 more ball games. 4 hours and 12 innings apiece. Full count now to Underhill. Misses outside. So here we go with 2 walks to start off with a pitcher. See if he can get out of trouble like we've seen happen continuously the last 2 days. He'll face Jaewon Kim, 5'10", 170. Global Vision Christian School. Class of 22, 5'10", 170 for Mr. Kim. Left-hander again. That ball is lifted deep into center field. He's got a pretty good beat on it. He is going to make the play. Runner at second. We'll tag and go to third as the throw comes in to keep Underhill at first base.
Love seeing good base running by both runners right there.
Underhill
went halfway.
halfway.
And the runner at second didn't really hesitate. He was kind of near the base, kind of off it a little bit in case it does fall, but easily tags up and goes to third, leaves runners at the corners.
And here's Drew Repepe, who took one right between the shoulder blades last time up.
In the middle of the PA, close to Harrisburg.
Also won the home run derby earlier today. So I'm sure he is looking to get some revenge on the baseball. Here's the pitch. Turns on one and absolutely crushes it, but pulls it foul. That was the quick hands of a very good hitter. As he recognized fastball and jumped all over it, just got out in front. Here's the 0-1. Runner goes, ball in the dirt.
Good
Nice play by
pick.
the catcher. Absolutely saves a run, but the runner does move into second. Timeout for the runner at second to retrieve some fallen items from his pocket. Here's the 1-1 to Drew Repepe. Gets under one, skies it to right field. It's going to be a long run for the right fielder. He's got a beat on it, but he will not get there. Just a few steps short as he's playing deep, respecting the power of Drew Repepe.
Who is off to the University of Pittsburgh next year.
Nice.
To be a Pitt Panther.
And I'm sure they are looking forward to him arriving on campus. 5'11", 220. The power hitting Repepe from Peters Township. And the 1-2 from Tock. Just misses. Good take right there to even the count, 2-2. Tock to the plate. Fastball is drilled. It's going to fall in before the left fielder. 2 runners will score.
Ooh.
Repepe will
Not sure where that throw was
take
going.
the second. The ball not hitting the cutoff man. He takes second base. A single, 2 RBIs for Repepe, taking second on the throw. That'll make it 8-4 now, giving the Yellow Submarines a little more breathing room after the Green Machine has crept back within 2. 8 runs on 9 hits and 2 errors for the Yellow Submarines. 4 runs on 3 hits and 4 errors for the Green Machine. Case and Sandry now looking to continue the inning. It's out straight back.
Ooh. I think it went into that art project out front.
Souvenir back there for a fan. As Jim is referring to the large piece of art that used to be in the outfield here around the swimming pool. And when Mr. Derek Jeter took over as CEO, he had the pool filled in and the art moved to the outside of the front of the stadium.
Good move.
As everyone would think Derek Jeter is more of a baseball purist than the people who originally built the stadium. It's a nice piece of art for outside,
Just for not.
but I don't think it should be in
No.
left field of a baseball stadium.
Same with that circus dolphin thing running out there. Jeez.
But hey, to each his own. Sandry pulls it way foul into the stands. Jim and I took a nice stroll all the way around the ballpark in between games, and we were outside the bay windows and heard the home run derby, balls hitting in the stands from outside. We kept waiting for one to make it all the way out. That's a shot up there.
And as we walked around part of Little Havana here in Miami.
Had my first cup of Cuban coffee, and that's why I'm wide awake right now. It is doing exactly as described. Full count now. Runner goes, foul back.
Case and Sandry's going to IUP, Indiana University of Pennsylvania.
Nice. As I told the young man I interviewed earlier today, if you love baseball and you want to continue playing, play until they rip the jersey off of you. There are all levels and all sorts of places to continue your career in baseball. That's going to be a walk now, which will put runners at first and second with 1 out. As I am going to make use of the bar stool now that it's 10:06.
And not the normal way.
No,
As Wesley
without the beer.
As Wesley Parker comes to bat, he will be off to University of Toledo.
The Zips.
Rockets.
The Rockets. Akron Zips.
The Akron Zips.
All right. I got my Zips and Rockets mixed up.
University of Toledo. College home of Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver Deontay Johnson, who went to Leonard High School.
That is a
in
base
Ruskin,
hit.
Florida. There's a base hit right there by Parker. And runner was hung up between second and third. Now the runner was hung up between first and second.
And we've got a fun time now.
There
Let's see
we
what
go.
happens right here.
And he's getting to second. Now they're going to try to get the lead runner at third. They're going to run him down and not. Somebody's out at third.
So the runner that was
There
already
a
there,
circus. Never moved. Yep.
that play is indicative of exactly how we feel after 8 hours of baseball out here. We're getting a little punchy.
Yeah.
But the runner had already gotten back to third, so the runner that advanced on top of him, he will be out. The runner that got in a rundown between second and third is now on second base.
That's it.
All we needed there was a little bit of clown music or Benny Hill music, and it would have been perfect. But Nick Smith, the fourth, who homered in the first inning, which feels like 3 baseball games ago, homered in the first to deep left field. Charlotte Catholic High School, 6'1", 235, and that's going to be a line drive fair ball. 2 more RBIs for Nick Smith, the fourth, and he's going to get into second as the ball gets away from the left fielder, and he'll stop right there. Final batter of the inning by 14th World Power Showcase rules. That'll do it.
10-4, good buddy, is the score.
10-4, good buddy it is, and Nick Smith early in the clubhouse for the offensive award. We'll be right back after this. Jay Murdoch to the plate for the Green Machine, facing Jo-Ann Kim from Korea.
Jay Murdoch heading to Mississippi State. Baseball home of Will Clark, Rafael Palmeiro, Bobby Thigpen.
That is a baseball mecca. The field there and the games and the activities they do for baseball at Mississippi State, hard to be rivaled anywhere in the country. It is a party every game and just packed with fans. Ron Polk won many, many games. Mississippi State. Wrote great books on baseball. For any young up-and-coming coaches, I'd implore you to read the Ron Polk books.
Baseball playbook.
Just a encyclopedia of baseball knowledge. Big J Murdoch now, 6'1", 245. The lefty awaits the pitch from Kim. This is outside. 1-0.
Murdoch.
Roger Murdoch. Airplane reference at 10-12.
You're coming in too fast.
1-1 to Jay Murdoch. Not Roger Murdoch, a.k.a. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. 2 balls and a strike. Jay Murdoch awaits. Swing and a miss on a good fastball up at the letters. Could not catch up to
Linear
it.
and Walton up and down the court.
Roger.
Roger Victor over under.
Here's the 2-2.
Oh. Ooh. Little barehanded grab by the catcher. As they kick the chair over.
Full count now for Murdoch. For the Green Machine. Swing and a miss, Headley. Pulled a little bit on the fastball, could not be caught up to. And Kim gets the first out of the inning via the strikeout. Will Elrod from Oak Grove High School, Alabama, 6', 198. To face Kim.
Oops.
A yes, no. Yes, which should have stayed a no for a strike. Here's the 0-1. Skied straight up.
Goes behind the net. Will be foul. Coming back at you. Nope. And it's lost.
Safely falls behind the Stream Live Tampa broadcast booth. For strike 2. Will Elrod. Fastball fouled back. Elrod ruined a good pitch there. Again, now Taka seemed to find his strike zone after struggling early. Just misses low and outside. 1-2. As we are in the 10th of 12 innings. Or 11 o'clock. Another strikeout for Tak on a ball tipped into the catcher's mitt.
Yep.
Kim from Korea on the hill. Now with back-to-back strikeouts. So Robertson now for the Green Machine. And Tak continues to fill up the strike zone. Yeah. Oh, Joanne Kim on the mound. I apologize. Jim Delaney only had to point it out 3 different times. At 10-16, I finally understood what he was saying. Joanne Kim on the hill for Korea.
You try to avoid correcting with the voice.
I feel you. So I should have
We
known.
both do it. We both point and say, oh, I got it. That's right.
I even read it twice. Still wanted to call him Kim.
It's okay. It's 10-16.
Hey. Strikes out the side. for Juwon Kim from Gongsang Nam Do.
Boom.
And we'll be right back after this.
As we go to the 11th, Mikey, Arturo Sierra Jr. will lead off for the Yellow Submarines.
Local kid to us, as Jim Delaney lives right down the street from Plant City in Durant. I used to live in Brandon for 100 years, now in Tampa. But Plant City High School, the Raiders.
And this is Highland J. Talk, pitching for the Green Machine.
I got my green team and yellow team mixed up, but we got it straight now. Talk to Arturo Sierra Jr. Just missed inside, 1-1.
Arturo had a good attitude yesterday during the home run derby. He wasn't hitting any out. I think his next to last out, he got one out of the park and just raised his hands in the air like, I did it.
Ball to deep third.
That's
It's
going to be a
gonna
tough play. Ooh,
picked
great
out.
pick.
And there is the big man at first base, making it look easy.
So Sierra is retired here to start the 11th, atop the 11th.
That's how you put a strikeout at bat behind you and then come right out and make a nice play on defensively at first base. Nick Smith again. Oh, the double hit.
The snake
So
bit us.
the snake comes back. I will never get used to that as many times as we do this. I just
know.
won't.
I know. He just seems so unnatural.
It totally does.
So
But we got
Arturo
it.
Sierra will get his final at bat, most likely of the night. Right here, seeing if this young man can get a base knock. And there he hits it hard.
Right back to the third baseman twice in a row. Good strike of the baseball right there.
Yes, sir.
That's just the bad luck of baseball sometimes. You can hit it as hard as you want, but if it goes right at somebody, it's an out.
Now, Nick Smith, the fourth, who homered back in the first,
And also had a double.
coming down to play at Tallahassee Community College next year.
I'm sure that has a little bit to do with the team that plays right next door.
I'm sure it does.
'Cause that usually happens a lot. Come play real close, and then continue your growth, continue working, and come on over to Florida State. Swing and a miss. As I don't know if you've noticed, Jim, but the clock has stopped working here in LoanDepot Park.
It's something 21.
It is.
It's like the part of the lights went out in the college basketball game
Yes.
last night in Fort Myers.
They
We were
did.
watching between Seton Hall and Ohio State.
Nick Smith could not find that one, so after 2 hits, goes down swinging. We'll be right back after this.
And we're back on Stream Live Tampa here in the bottom of the 11th. Juwon Kim still on the hill, his second inning of relief. He'll finish the game for the Yellow Submarines. He's facing Hunter Condon from Oklahoma,
88 High School.
where the winds go sweeping across the plain.
5'8", 180.
Everyone it is.
And a game that is still 10-4, good buddy.
Mm-hmm. Rubber ducky.
For the Yellow Submarines, 10-4 over the Green Machine. Swing and a miss at the letters for Condon. This will be Joe and Kim on the mound. Jim Delaney got it mixed up earlier a little bit, but I got him straightened out. 2 balls and a strike now. Again, games tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. and 1 p.m. 2 completely different teams as Condon grounds to the shortstop. Double pumps, it's going to be off the bag. Pulled his foot just by a tad. Good call by the first base umpire. As the first baseman tried to keep the tippy toe on there, just got pulled. So that'll be an error on the shortstop. Mackie Rowland had a big hit earlier. Trinity Christian School in Georgia. I think I'm going to try to meet this kid after the game just so we can introduce ourselves. Mackie, Mikey, Mikey, Mackie.
Mackie.
Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. It's Kim now working low in the zone. It's 0-2 to Mackie Rowland. 6'2", 205. I'm 6'2" when I stand on a milk crate.
Mm-hmm.
Right on the outside corner from Kim, and down goes Mackie Rowland. Parker Bulfis. Now, Sport College, 6'2", 180. Hey,
Ole?
PA announcer pronounced it just like I did. It's a lucky break. Swing and a miss now. It's Joanne Kim heating up. Misses upstairs with that one. He'll even the count 1-1. Parker Bulfis
This.
from the Netherlands.
Bolthouse.
Makes
Could be
more
any of
sense.
those right.
Makes more sense now. Misses upstairs from Joe and Kim. Want everyone to have a safe and happy Thanksgiving coming up this Thursday. Looking forward to turkey and mashed potatoes and gravy as I'm getting hungry towards the end of the night. 3 balls and a strike now for Parker Bulfis. We do have pizza for the microwave. Swing and a miss, 3-2 now. Hill Murdoch, Mark Bunn, Jackie and Ed, Donald Lanier, Ramona Lanier, Debbie Williams, Samuel Zink, Kathy Price. Thank you all for tuning in on Stream Live Tampa. That'll be ball 4. Bulfis goes to first with nobody out.
from Yonkers.
Yonkers and Iona Preparatory School, 6'2", 185 for the senior Matthew Trido. Swings under a fastball, 0-1. Seems like Kim now is getting ahead of the hitters and then immediately losing them. See if he can finish the deal here with Trido, 0-2 now.
Trido has looked overmatched in his at-bats tonight. Just got to get the bat on the ball and just get in play.
Just takes one.
Mm-hmm.
Swing and a miss for the first out. He is not alone in striking out tonight. We saw Korean pitcher Chun earlier strike out 6 or 7 in his 3 innings. Struck out the side in the first and second inning alone. Johnny Carson Evans. Why don't they just go ahead and go all the way? Carson Evans, Seminary High School, Mississippi, 6'1", 215.
Heading to Louisiana Tech, alma mater of Terry Bradshaw and the mailman, Carl Malone.
Carl Malone. He's a pretty good wrestler. Had a stint in WCW. That
With
ball is
DDP.
hit.
That ball was hit hard in the right. Great play, turning around.
For the out. Right fielder says, I have you surrounded, and pulled it in for the final out. We'll be right back after this. Mikey Parrish back for Stream Live Tampa in the 12th and final inning of the Senior Showcase for the 14th World Power Showcase. Wesley Parker to the plate, 6'4", 225 pounds, Peters Township High School.
Brad Wesley. What movie was Brad Wesley the villain character in?
Roadhouse.
Yes. Hurts, don't it?
And a base hit right there for Wesley Parker.
The future Toledo Rocket. On to the mat.
This will still be Hyun Jae Tak trying to finish it out for the Green Machine. in a 10-4 ball game.
IUP.
Case and Sandry now. Here in the 12th. Ball skips in low for ball 1. Again, join us tomorrow for some of the younger kids, 8:30 a.m. and 1 p.m. tomorrow.
12U age group will go at 8:30, and the 13U age group will go at 1 p.m.
Which means Stream Live Tampa will go all day long. Ric Flair style. Here's the 1-1 from Tok to Sandry. Takes a little off and had him way out front. Nice pitch from Tok. That's just mean. 1-2 now. Throw over. Back in time. Wesley Parker. Getting dirty right now. Still out in front a little bit off the tip of the bat for Sandry. Don't see many lines of 4 runs on 4 hits and 4 errors. Yet there it is. Out in front as Sandry just could not wait long enough for the changing speeds of Tok. Just too aggressive. And one last at bat for Drew Repepe. Who won the home run hitting contest earlier. And he had visions of another one right there.
That back knee on the ground.
A big aggressive swing. Fouled it back. As he knows it's the 12th. Last at bat, gets the call there. 0-2 now.
Not the pitch he was looking for.
Let's see how aggressive he is. 0-2. Off speed, misses outside. I believe he's going wood bat right now. Swing and a miss. Repepe goes down, asking the umpire if that would have been a strike, as good hitters will do, so they can put it in their memory bank for the next at bat. So 2 outs here, and top of the 12th, Tok to Kim. Swing and a miss. Is when you have a battle between 2 players from Korea, all the other Korean players are much more animated and much more interested, because they know this is a battle between friends. And they will let each other know whoever wins that battle. Runner goes. Fouled straight back. So getting his exercise in the 12th, Wesley Parker back to first base. All speed, misses upstairs. 2-2 with 2 outs. Jaewon Kim awaits the 2-2. Off speed, stays upstairs. And 12 innings in the bucket for this umpire. And it's still a ball.
Parker will be off.
And misses upstairs as well. So we'll walk now. We'll put 2 on. Still with 2 outs. But that does get another at bat for the Underhills. One last time for the favorite Fletch reference of put it on the Underhills bill.
Have a steak sandwich.
And a steak sandwich. Ball 1. Ball is grounded to third base. Going to go ahead and go across the diamond to first for the 3rd out of the inning. So heading to the bottom of 12th. We'll be right back right after this.
George Edmond leading off the bottom of the 12th, the last half inning.
George Edmond Hurtado Jr.
Slow
Grounded.
roller to short. Good play, but the shortstop just gets away from Smith at first. Good house by Martinez.
Nice backup from the catcher in the 12th.
As Juwon Kim will be the last pitcher of record here tonight.
But
We are in the bottom of the 12th, Mikey, with Matthew Rivers coming up. 10-4 ball game. About to end 2 games in a day. Kind of our own day-night doubleheader.
yes, it was. Enjoyed Miami a little bit here around the stadium. Found me some Cuban coffee, which was as advertised. So Matthew Rivers with nobody out, runner at first. Ball misses low.
Got him. Ooh, gives him the punch in the back of the head.
Through behind the runner, gets him at first base. Face Siegler, Nancy McBride. Ben David. Team Underhill chiming in. Elijah's just been a joy. We talked to him a couple times over here. Made that great throw, which has been the defensive play of the whole showcase earlier in the game. I told him the runner was halfway around third before the ball even got in his hand and hosed him at the plate on a sweep tag. Just a beautiful play from an old outfielder who really appreciates a put out from the outfield. No balls and one strike now with one out here to Rivers after the runner was picked off at first. Oh, and that will take him right on the hip. And I believe he is going to elect to stay in the box and continue his at bat. Or they're going to have a pinch runner because he hits twice in a row. So a pinch runner goes for Rivers in the Snake lineup. So he gets another at bat with one out and his pinch runner on. Fastball by him right there. From Joanne Kim in his final inning of work. In a 10-4 ball game, the Yellow Submarines leading the Green Machine. Ball missed just inside as Rivers had to turn away to not get hit twice in a row in two separate at bats. Here's the 1-1. 1-1 is in there for a strike. Fastball at the knees.
Is this a piece of equipment right here? It is.
Two.
It's been there.
This is the boneyard for arm.
The Evo shield stuff.
The shield,
everywhere.
arm shields. Runner goes. Swing and a miss. First base occupied. Matthew Rivers goes down. So 2 outs now. With a runner at second. And we await. And that'll get Edmond back to the plate. So Pertau Jr. from Belize. We were talking with the gentleman from Belize earlier today. 5'8", 135 for George Edmond Pertau Jr. He attempts to continue the game. 2 outs in the bottom of the 12th. Ball fisted foul right over our way off the netting for a strike. Both these teams, the kids from both teams could not have been more fun to talk to. Just excited to be in the park. I was heading through to go to the bathroom and saw a young man. Runner goes. Steals it on the pitcher. And I said, how great is this? And he goes, isn't it sick? And I said, absolutely, it is sick. So now I'll be saying that for the next 6 months.
And no base coaches right now.
They are turning it over to the players on the field. 2 balls and a strike now. Ball fouled back, 2-2. So here's where the crowd stands and claps their hands for what could be the final out of the inning, or final out of the ball game. This is going to be the first game.
Payoff from Kim. Man.
Swing and a miss. That's going to wrap it up for a 10-4 ball game. Fantastic to see the talent here And until 8:30 tomorrow morning, Mikey Parrish and Jim Delaney for Stream Live Tampa. Javier Nunez, we're out.
Have a good evening, everybody.